It's the final countdown. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Yeah, look at the cards I got, man. It's quite exciting energy. So let me just check. There's no reason why you can't hear me when I've just finished the other one. Yeah, it's working. Let's paste the stuff in. So if you're new, I'm going to be sitting here for roughly a couple of hours. It's definitely probably not going to be any later than that, unless I can condense it to an hour. I don't think so. Hi, Charlotte. Thanks for coming back as well. So at least I am not on my own doing this. And let's get this up. Right, so that's the booking links for people when they watch it back. The goal is just to stay awake, really. That's quite funny, isn't it? The goal is to stay awake, quite literally. And if I do, I will literally just be, I mean, oh, I really want to have a bath and get in my jammies. I don't just want to roll into my bed. We'll just have to see how this goes. Um, how will I celebrate? I will just celebrate in general. I'll give everyone a message at the end if we reach the goal. We never reach the goal. I'm not optimistic. Sorry, after that speech on the last one about we don't never reach it, but we rarely do. Just being honest. Um, right. But sometimes I forget to set the goal, to be fair. Right. So the very fact that I'm so first things first, if you're brand new, my name's Claire, not Crystal. Everything I do is channeling, clearing, healing energy. The channeling part, meaning I could sit and do this without the cards, but it'd be a bit boring, and the cards just back up what I'm saying. You'll see that as we go along. I'm guided to say if at any point, if you really strongly resonate with this, I have got playlists for each of the signs and, see what titles speak to you. Although I'm not the best at doing titles, but I've gotten better as I've went along. But it's kind of like look at the thumbnail, look at the title, or just trust your guides and, make sure you've got time because a lot of them are like quite long and stuff. But you never know, it might be your story that you click on, and a true story, I might add because I read so far in the future, a lot of these ones in the playlist won't have manifested for people yet, or it could be manifesting right now, especially if you go right back to when I started it. So but that's why I put them in the playlist. And also don't just watch your sun, moon, rise, and Venus. I mean you can, and it might resonate more. But the way that I channel the messages, I look at astrology very differently in that way. We've all got a house which with the energy, even if it's empty, and we've all got the planet somewhere. So it's like literally the message could be in, because when I get guided to watch stuff, like I can for some reason when I watch Aquarius stuff, it really strongly resonates as well. And it's like, what I mean, that's not none of my big three or anything. Like so it's just trust. Don't stay stuck in that linear thinking. So there might be something about someone stuck in linear thinking as well. But these were genuinely the cards when I shuffled just to get the title. And it does follow on from the one I've just finished. This is what's so funny. This is what happens too, because so again, I know everyone else knows this if you're here all the time, but if you're new, because there's been a lot of new people, the eighth house is to me when it comes specifically to twin flames, but in general, is the sexual union. So there's usually quite a lot of funny banter that comes through around that, right? But like, because to me, the seventh house Libra is like the spiritual marriage, the spiritual union, and the eighth house is the physical act. And but the eighth house is also taboo things and very shady goings on, and that's why I like to channel the energies in the moon. So we're in the last of Scorpio moon right now. So it yeah, it's highly likely it's going to be some toxic shit that comes out. So if you're in a sensitive place and you're not really in a place to be hearing this, or it's boring you or whatever, you don't need to stay, whatever, or but just don't take it on if it's not yours. Just sort of watch with the popcorn, all that kind of jazz. And I'm putting prayers out for whoever resonates. Guys, I'm a bit worried the fact I'm saying, like, how bad is this going to be? But I can just tell by the fact that some of the cards that I've got sitting beside me, and it's fucking honestly, it drives me crazy when they because I've not got my special holder, they're like falling, oh my God, all around me. So even that, the fact that that's driving me crazy. A situation could be, look, groupies is on the bottom. Yes, it's that deck. You know, something involves groupies. So perhaps there was like a toxic group trying to hold somebody back from their destiny. I think that's the case for all twin flames. But yeah, so eighth house, like I said, it's basically that energy. It's you know, it's my north node's in the eighth house, so that's basically why it's like deliverance. Like people can talk to me and they're like, "Oh my God, why do I feel like this heavy weight has been lifted or a curse or a spell?" And it's like it's because it has. But it's, you know, deep feeling. It's you know, it's secrets. It's, if anything, if ever really painful's happened to you that you don't tell anyone, or you only tell people you trust, or like maybe you've told like one person or a counselor or something like that. That's why I get everyone stuff like that. It's in your eighth house or your 12th house, your fourth house too, because that can be trauma. You see, these are all the water houses. So all that kind of stuff can come up. It doesn't mean all of it will, but with this card, that's already the sexual energy coming through. I desire. Sorry, I can't say this one seriously. I desire you. You're so sexy and hot. My body is on fire for you. That's quite funny. I didn't even consciously take in that it does say that I'm on fire for you. I thought I was making that about myself. So anyway, this person is on fire for you. They desire you. The distance between us kills me. So the distance between you is killing them. And I want to reach out, but I don't know how. So I'm gonna. I don't think. Well, I always say this, and it does. But let's get the thumbnail because that matches the title. So because that's how I got the title. And also, it would be helpful if I got a title when I'm no fucking melting by the end of the. Yeah, that's a good one. So that's what we're working with. So I've got my wee holder here that I've had for ages, but I'm going to put them there to remind me of that, right? But also, that's so funny because when I saw, I mean, it's obviously not funny that the volcano is, I mean, it's actually, yeah, it is, you know, it's Hawaii, isn't it? Please forgive me if I'm, but it is. The volcano is in Hawaii, isn't it? That's erupting just now. It was kind of amazing, the video. But, you know, I always feel that's very symbolic of, I'm not going down that route, but you know what I'm saying? It's like, kind of am, I'm not. But it's, you know, it's passion. It's like this passion inside. This sounds like a song. It's like, you know, this person needs to unleash. Like, you know, I need to say how I feel. And what's really funny right now is nothing's gonna stop us now. And if this world runs out of lovers, we'll still have each other. Nothing's gonna stop us. Nothing's gonna stop us. Notice I got the anti-clapping. Do you know what I mean? It just sort of naturally came in. But yeah, Starship. So that always does remind me of New Earth because it's like, you know, it's amazing. I mean, if you've ever seen Mannequin, that was yet again another one of my childhood favorites. And I used to sit there like, you know, wee Clary Pops looking at the screen and be like, oh my God, I want a mannequin man that comes to life that, you know, I can keep. And like I've said tons and tons of times over the years that you know, I do think that film it is quite like the Twin Flame journey because he's like walking about talking to this, you know, mannequin that nobody else can see because she's like, you know, and then she comes to light. It's funny, isn't it? But yeah, I want to reach out, but I don't know how. So, you know, whoever I'm channeling tonight, and it's not just one person, I just channel it like that. A group of masculine, and unfortunately, well, it's not unfortunately, it's just the way it comes through. Like these cards have obviously got a very hot man on them, which is why I call them the hot man deck. But so it does come through like this is from a guy to a woman. It could be a guy to a guy, but that's the point. It can be same sex, or it could be like a woman to a man. But it's just know that that's the way that will come through. Um, and um, and yeah, so that's it. This person is on fire for you. They're sick of the distance. So that would so this could either indicate one of two things. This person has had enough time to themselves to get the clarity and work out the puzzles and the mysteries and the karmic situations. Oh, and then the guided my eyes to I should have fought for you and I regret what I did to you. So if this person chose someone else over you, which is the case a lot of the times in these, they regret that they did that. If they've done other stuff, they regret that. They feel like they should have fought for you. But the reality would have been this person wasn't strong enough to do that at this point. But let's just see how this unfolds. Right, so um for some reason they want me to start with this deck, so it always scares me. You'll see why it scares me because there's the most toxic shit in this deck. So give me some cards to identify the feminine now, because there is some good cards in this deck too. If I'll just work it out whether it's the what's happening around the feminine in the past or whether it's the feminine, because Queen Rising might come out, or Boss Daddy. I can't think of other men ones, but let's see. What have we got? Give me the feminine energy of whoever's going to connect with this message. Same shit, different day. So it feels like if this is for you, you feel like things are a bit, although it wasn't reversed, so you could feel one of two things. You could feel like things are a bit kind of like, oh, and then Jump just came on. So again, I feel because that was in reverse, right? That you felt like things were a bit boring. It was a bit samey, and then I feel even just recently you've had like a timeline jump, and again that just ran my challenge, which is all about that, like right before Christmas. So definitely, and because I just said that as well, like I think it was the 7th. If you felt quite empowered from the 7th, if you'd done the challenge, that was when it was 3 weeks from then. So because I've felt, I really do feel that. Like I was feeling quite bored of stuff. And then even going back to the thought of doing this, I was like, oh fucking hell. And then when I worked it out, I thought, I can do that for another month, and then I'm going to change it up a little bit when it gets to the, February, because, well, a bit into February when it's the Chinese New Year, because I do get too bored of this. I can't do, that's what I tend to do. I'll like do it for a month, and then I'll do a month of other lives, might not even be as frequent, and then I'll come back and do it again. But because like I can't tell you how many times I've done these, and for it really does. It's some people that have booked have been like, oh my god, that was completely what I went through. So same shit, different day. I feel you were bored and you're not now, and I feel you've jumped to a higher timeline that you're getting used to. So right, what else? And remember, this can be the masculine, feminine side too. Right, so I feel this is a funny one because we've got bad news, right? But it was in reverse. So I feel currently, like I said, I feel you've jumped to a higher timeline, and I feel you you could normally expect like it's like you could almost manifest bad news because you expect it to come to you. But I feel if you're this feminine group of people, I feel you're like you've got your cell into such a high frequency that you're like, I'm not bored. I'm actually quite content. I feel at peace, and I'm not expecting bad news. And even if bad news, whatever bad news, be different people, whatever comes my way, I can handle it. Like that's what what just felt like there. I can feel. So right, so. Hmm. Okay, I know what they're saying. So I feel this might be connected to. Look, I'm just laughing at some of the words on this is funny, right? So we got cock blocking, right? But then we got goodbye, but it's in reverse, and we got the card that I love channeling. So people will know it's that one, guys. So I always say it the same, but this is what it looks like to me. Look, Ken, I tell you, this wasn't maybe serious. We were never going to be, anything more than what it was. You're getting a bit much now. Back off. In fact, after I leave here, I don't want you to contact me. I've channeled him a bit differently, but it's kind of like he's like, you're like, going down a different route than what I am. This is not what I want. You know what I mean? It's a bit harsh, but you know what I mean? He's clearly like, I'm not on the same page as you. You're like fucking shopping engagement rings and try to, force me down a route. I'm like, you're a placeholder. Oh, sorry, I'm channeling it a bit harsh, but you know what I mean? You wouldn't say that to someone, please. I mean, that as harsh as anyone could be, but it's kind of like, this ain't happening. So I'm going to use a bit of humor because it lightens the Scorpio moon. But what I feel they're saying here, it's like somebody had, because we've got goodbye in reverse, somebody had trouble um, cutting off something that they didn't want to become very serious. It's like what I call a hanger on, or like somebody that kind of is, it's like a Jezebel, like an upset, like somebody that's got too obsessed. Um, and it was cock blocking the union, you know what I mean? Um, and so it's kind of interesting with that coming out, and this is to identify the feminine, but this is a masculine feminine energy too. It's like, but if this isn't going to be, if that's going to come as news to the feminine, I feel what they're saying is this like wouldn't be a surprise to you if you're the feminine. It's kind of like, so either you know that this person's like in something, or you don't need to know. It might just be kind of sense, like maybe they've got a habit or a pattern, or you just kind of like that. That wouldn't surprise me if that's the kind of, and it would be no through no fault of it. It's just it's like what I've read in those cards. It's cycles. So, but yeah, with the cock blocking, I feel it's like this person had a lot of trouble closing this down. So that could be down to people pleasing and not being able to know how to cut something off. Um, so I feel like I want a different deck. So could you give us something else just to identify the feminine energy? But yeah, you're not meant to know. You're not meant to see. The blocks have been lifted, but you're still. Um, it's like to me, this card is like you feel like you're kind of. There's a lot of juggling indications here. We've got two twos. It's like this. I'll read the actual words at the top. It says decisions, way options, impasse, avoidance. It's like you can't see what's going on, but you can feel it, like the High Priestess. Multiple priorities, time management, adapt. I feel you've just been guided to focus on your own goals and not worry about the divine masculine. But while you're doing that, this person, this masculine, that's whatever that's all about, is like, exhausted, given up, and overwhelmed. So the blocks have been lifted, but this person's sort of regaining their energy. Now, remember, this can be your past, this could have been years ago. This could be obviously you'll know if it's going on now. I hope it's nobody's future, but it's kind of like, well, the story always ends up good, like, but it's or it's not fucking yours. Common sense. Let's just see, is there anything else to identify the feminine energy? Yeah, so there's another one ending saying that the boredom's over, the boredom, because the Four of Cups can be about boredom, and it's like, but it's in reverse. So I know that they're telling me like you were in some kind of stagnancy and boredom, and I feel like as we've went into this new year, although I'm not big on being like, oh yeah, it's a new year, new start, all that. Like I don't wake up till fucking summer. It's like I do feel you actually do feel, yeah, you feel quite happy. Look, we've got like the Sun card, and new beginnings and happiness, vitality, confidence, fun, success. I mean, the happiest card in the deck is what everybody says about it. So I'm just chiming in there. It's kind of like, um, yeah, I really do feel you're quite optimistic. You feel in quite a happy place. And that is helping the masculine either heal from something like that, however long ago, or if they're still in that, gain the courage to come out, something like that. So that was quite a story already. Right. Okay. So, let's now see let's see what comes out for when we identify the masculine and see how it matches up. What have we got? What do you want to tell us about the masculine? Right. That's honestly. See now, I always do this. I say I don't like that. I'm like, oh God, I have to go back to doing name. And I'm like, fucking love this shit. Because that is what I've just channeled, like on the last live stream. The whole live stream was about that. The song that's ending is You Give Love a Bad Name. So yeah, this masculine has went through a bad karmic situation. So this ain't no kind of soulmate. We had a nice time, you know what I mean? This is not a good one. Also, total eclipse of the heart has just come on, so there could be something significant about the next eclipse. Um, Truth discovery awakening. So, like I'd said, that is absolutely the energy that I was sensing today. So that is coming through in this too. So yeah, somebody is either currently finding out the truth about something, having a huge epiphany revelation, and it's going to have something to do with the full moon on the 3rd of January, brought a lot to light. The full moon in Cancer is about family, soul family, mothers, trauma, your hidden pain, your repressed feelings. So repressed feelings could have come up, childhood trauma too, because it's family. Like stuff could have come up to the surface, and now we're edging towards the new moon in Capricorn. A lot of people, things that came up, people could feel compelled to sort of talk about what came up. So that's why I feel there's this, I want to reach out, but I don't know how. So if you're the feminine, make it, have an open heart and put it out there that, you're open to hear from your person and all this kind of stuff. But you can do that without you reaching out. So don't reach out unless you're in the camp of people that I say all the time. I really don't feel that's anyone I'm talking to right now, but how do I know? If you are, if you've never done anything like that, and they've never, you need, if you're feeling called to make a brave, bold move, it's kind of like if nothing's ever going to happen because nobody ever fucking does anything, and you've never done anything like that, then okay, but you need to trust yourself. But you'd feel it if it whenever I've done that, you'd feel it with every fiber you're being, and believe me, you still won't want to do it because I didn't. But it's like the Holy Spirit was like, you will do this, and and you just never know what can come from that, because this person might think you fucking moved on, you don't give a shit, and whatever. And so even if they don't reply, it's kind of like, oh, interesting. It's about, if it's your true twin flame, they feel the healing. So if your intention was always with good intentions to let this person know you care, then that's the whole point. And like I said, it's about you. I've always said this on the twin flame journey. It's, you've got to do things for yourself. You know what I mean? You don't want to be the person that lives with regrets, right? So just, if you're guided to that, but generally speaking, I feel I'm speaking to a lot of the feminines that you've done all of this shit, and no, you're in Empress mode, they're an Emperor. We saw that from the last life. They're the Emperor. No, you let them step into that. But yeah, they're going through some type of huge awakening. Now, is that about the feminine? It doesn't feel like it's actually, although it will be for in different ways. That's interesting. Because it's got I desire you, and like, the distance is killing them, they want to reach out, that more is indicating someone's been healing, however privately, or people know. It's like there's someone could have been healing and nobody fucking knows, and they've been doing this themselves, or other people might know and they might be noticing and being like, wait a minute, how come this person never changed for any of these other people, but this is huge changes going on in them, you know what I mean, and what's going on. But whatever it is, I feel it's some kind of truth or awakening about a karmic person, because we've now got rejected. So you see how that fits with that's actually so creepy, isn't it? I mean, creepy cool. It's like the feminine was sensing something about that no strings card and all of that. And then this is like rejected. So there is something, these do feel like that's matching up. Like, it's not, if you're that feminine, whatever you're sensing, it's you're kind of in the right sort of path, I would say. That the masculine is rejecting others. It's like, it's only you. That was other live stream. So if they weren't doing that prior, there's been some kind of shift, some kind of awakening. But I do feel like that this is weird. I think it ties back to that live where the ring came off. This could be more extreme. Like, say people are in a marriage or something. This could be like finding out someone's cheating on them or something darker. But we'll just see. I can feel, because I'm picking up on different things for different people. But it's like, really the mask is slipped. What the hell is this, by the way? I like this though. For some reason, we've got, look at all those cards. That is 2 decks together, right? And whatever I channeled, because I just let the words flow, I now can't remember exactly what I said. Whatever I said about what the feminine was feeling, it's not wrong, because now we've got bad news also in reverse. So although it feels like there's going to be a mixture of stuff, and whenever twin flames are having the chat, it's always going to be a mixture of feelings, and you break it down, and you can't just fucking, depending on how long you've been on the journey, like, you know what I mean, you'd be up for like weeks, you know what I mean? It's overwhelming to even think about. But there's something with this. So you could even take bad news in reverse as good news. But I feel it's like, something bad is being put behind this person, and that's why they're feeling happy. Am I mixing that up with it? I think I'm mixing that up with the end of the other one. I feel the end of the last live stream's tying into this. That's why I'm mixing it up. But right, so what else? What's in the back here? Oh, did I just put that back? Rejected. Did I shuffle and that showed up again? What else? So that's so interesting to me that the bad news in reverse has come out for both. So I actually feel they're saying, this group of feminines, you've worked really hard to not always be expecting bad news to come to you. And now your twin flame is like got into that frame of mind too. So we're both people were like, oh, nothing good ever happens, which is always dramatic. You know, you will have some good things that happen to you, but it's like it's more always the fucking shocking bad news that comes my way. What the fuck is it now? You know, I may as well prepare myself, expect it. You know what I mean? That kind of vibe. Like if you were in that energy, I feel you shifted from that, and you're kind of, like I said, it's either like if something shitty comes out, I'll be able to handle it, and I'm more just looking forward to the happiness that's ahead and all that. I feel the divine masculine is now in that frame of mind, or this is where they'll get to, and that's what that bad news in reverse is about. Um, and I just saw another one bites the dust on an advert there. So reflecting, yeah, that's like this masculine, that's what we're feeling. This masculine has been doing the healing in Hermit. That's why it's saying that, and I knew that would come into this because I've just finished watching after. You know, spoiler alert, I'm not gonna go through the whole thing because like people that have followed me for years will be like, you know, you don't even need to see the films. I've fucking said it all. But generally, like, you know, they meet, they fall in love. The first one's pretty grim because it's on shaky ground, so I think that covers that. You need to watch them in order. She forgives them, they get together, it's lovely and it's, you know, amazing and all that. There's lots of sex in these films, so just saying, be warned, don't be watching that in awkward places where you don't want to be like, you know, I don't know, you don't want to be having that on with the Amazon guys. Guy, oh my god, that would be. I was like, I kept whenever the door went, I was pausing that shit. I'm like, I'm not fucking, you know what I mean? That would be. It'd be like having one of these really loud sex scenes in Sex in the City on when someone comes when the postie comes to the door. That you'd be like, hi. That's quite funny though, isn't it? I swear that's the telly. It's because I watched one of them yesterday. It's the Samantha scenes are hilarious. But yeah, the basically I do feel this person has been doing the healing, and that's why, you know, and it's like there's in one of the films that's what the guy does. Like Hardin has to take himself away, which is very hard from him because in that he's the one that's like so. I mean, that's what actually put me off watching that, right? It was one of my best friends had said, Claire, have you not seen that? Like, you would, like, that film was made for you. And I mean, she wasn't wrong. But what put me off watching it was they made it look like it was about a stalker, right? Like, seriously, but I mean, it's kind of not wrong in it, too. But it's like, it's not about, they did make it look like it was, I don't know, it just didn't, the scene they used for the adverts was when they're arguing, when they're away for a weekend and it's like of all the scenes to use, I don't know why they used that, but it wasn't good advertising because it's got, like you said, it is very toxic. There's 5 films, the last 3 are really toxic, right? But it's about the growth and the healing that the two of them go on, and more in particular him. And it's a very good example for the twin flame journey because he goes from being an alcoholic and, you know, running away from his childhood trauma into the alcohol, which, by the way, when he meets her, he's actually sober. And because he meets her and falls in love and he can't handle it, he hits the bottle. So that's quite interesting too, isn't it? Because it's falling in proper love when he didn't believe in love makes his childhood trauma come up. So you can see it. That's why it's like twin flames, because it's like, why? I didn't have this problem before I met you. Do you know what I mean? But it's like he falls so deeply in love with her, it just destabilizes everything. And like, but for her, it's like a wee bit different. You know, it destabilizes her too because he's, you know, it does verge on a little bit like what that one I channeled the other day about the whole dismissive, avoidant, and narcissist. You know, there is quite a fine line, and there is quite a lot in that he can come across like a narcissist because it's like he keeps kind of like making the same mistake. You know what I mean? So that's why I say a lot of that film is more like a karmic relationship because it's like, you know, you keep take somebody back when they keep fucking you over in the exact same way. And there's like a line in it where she's like, says something about, you know, I'm trying to breathe and you keep dragging me under, and I can't keep us both afloat. She says it to the other woman. And that's why, like that is codependency. That's, you know, whether it's a twin flame or whether it's a karmic partner, like that is not healthy. That's not love. That's not healthy even if it's your twin flame. That's not, you know, it doesn't matter if it's your twin flame, like, you know, you need to spend time apart. And that film's a perfect example of it, because they do spend, you know, at one point they spend 5 months apart, and that, you know, and he's sorting it, and you can, there's a lot more to the film, so there's that. And then something else happens, and they actually spend just over 2 years apart, and then, you know, it's a happy ending in the end, to spoiler alert. But yeah, I really do feel, you know, reflecting. That's why it's like they've made me watch those films. I knew it was going to tie in. They've made me watch them because it's going to tie in with this. That because he basically doesn't leave it all. Like, even when she's like, we need, because at one point she's like, I need you to promise me something. You know, she's moving to New York, and she's like, you can't follow me. And he's like, I can't make you that promise. And she's like, well, you can't follow me. And he doesn't. Like, he leaves her alone for the 5 months, and then he does go. And you know, so it's that, so it's slightly different. Not everyone will resonate with the way that I'm channeling this. Hello, Fiza. Welcome. And but yeah, it's just generally, like, it is really beautiful the way it's portrayed, but especially in, I'm just trying to think, the last film is all basically, the most of the last film. I have to fast forward wee bits because there's a fight scene in it, and it's really realistic, and it upsets me. So I feel things too deeply. I just have to rewind and fast forward it. But it's kind of like, apart from that, it's all about his journey to healing, and he's doing it all for her. But obviously, he's doing it for himself, but he's seeing it as he's doing it to get Tessa. And whatever works, you know what I mean? It's like, if you feel like you're doing it for your twin flame, and then you're like, oh shit, I'm actually doing this for myself. You know what I mean? And I should be doing it for myself, because that's the whole point. That's what codependency is. And when you've been in other relationships, you were trying to, like, people please and keep them happy and walking on eggshells, or, you know, whatever, or whatever the dynamic was. Or maybe it was even like, you know, you weren't your best self, and you're kind of like not arse, and you're maybe not being the nicest to them, like, you know what I mean? And it's, or bit of both. And when it's a twin flame, that's why it can seem like a lot of work, because you're demanding the highest versions of each other. But it's not just the feminine and the masculine, it's both of both people. Like, when you get in a union, the masculine will challenge the feminine in ways too. Like, it's your own energy. And it's, you know, you can make it fun, but there'll be bits where it's not fun. But when you've done the work, it won't be as, like, you know, difficult as what it was before. But yeah, so there's something about that it's like, you know, whatever's coming your way, it's, I feel those people are catastrophizing it a lot more than what it might be. And this person's been doing the healing, and they must be feeling that it's time to close the gap. But they just don't quite know how to reach out. And they're coming in for union, because on that song, we didn't start the fire. I don't know how that goes, but they just walked in, a married couple, so it could be like union energy. Moving on, letting go, loving you, free. So yeah, I feel this is, again, somebody's healing, clearing their energy, somebody's moving on. It could have been a bit of a what the duck moment. Somebody's moving on from a karmic situation. And like I said, I feel from what I channel for the feminine, it's like, it's like, I'm not, I don't, for some reason, I'm feeling like whatever it is that comes your way, it's like something that you've intuited anyway, you know, like hustling. This person's focused on making it rain, focused on money, getting it, and walking away from a drama starter, because that came out in reverse. Yeah, so that's enough for that was just to identify. So if that sounds like, holy shit, that makes sense to me, then this might be for you. So we'll move on to the next bit. And so the next bit is, oh look, let's see if I can, I'm not going to be able to remember. I should, because I made this up, well over a year ago or something, but it's my own spread and I can never remember it, which is kind of hilarious. But the next bit is past, and like past lives and in the past. So let's get some, I can't really, if past life, like past life and another life comes up, then fine, but I feel like just doing the past. So let's just see. In the past, so this is in the past, but some of you might still have this issue now. What is something, these cards, I'm using all the hard hitting ones because that's what they guide me to. What was like a block that, you know, that the feminine or the masculine's feminine energy was dealing with in the past that might have prevented this union? Hidden feelings, hidden feelings. So, two things. The feminine, at some point in the past, now this could have been 20 years ago, this could have been 30 years ago, this could have been 10 years ago, this could have been 2 years ago. You get the gist. The past could be yesterday, a few hours ago. You need to express how you feel to the one you love to see how they feel in return. So in the past, if you're this feminine male or female, you hid your feelings from your twin flame. So this can come in a lot of different ways. This could be that whenever you saw them, so say you were hooking up casually, which can be the case for a lot of twin flames, and then definitely the ones that I attract, because that was the deal with me, right? But it's like, you know, you could have shown them that you fancied them through the ways that we know that that can be, but it's kind of like you might have just played it too cool. Like, I know that we're not going out, so I can't really sort of show you any kind of feelings. You don't get the feelings involved. So, like, this is transactional. This is just getting it. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? It's like you hid your feelings too much. So this person was like, all right, yeah, they're just interested in me and that, and the passion, the desire, and okay, so I'll just, that's funny that we didn't start the fire. I beg to differ. This was saying that you did. You started some kind of fire together, but it feels like the feminine, you had deeper feelings that you never shared with this person, that you would have had your own reasons for not sharing. Maybe it's like what I always say, that you're like, well, doesn't it look like they're wanting to be any more than what this is? So what's the point in telling them I like them? But also for the masculine, it's the same. And like I always say, unfortunately, if you did that as the feminine in the past, because they mirror you, that's what happens. Like if you had your feelings like for years on end, and then you eventually did start saying it in quite a big way, because that's actually what's happened to me. It doesn't really matter if you've known this person a long time and you kept it in for years, then that can mean that they mirror you exactly the same. I'm not saying this is across board for everyone, but from what I've seen with people and what I feel about my own journey, that's my approach. Actually, funny. It can kind of work like that. So thank God I didn't start fucking saying it, or you know what I mean. But it's kind of like, you know what I mean. It's like you had your feelings and were maybe being quite shy, so like then they mirror that back, because remember it's the same energy. You're the same energy. But yeah, this is also the masculine's feelings. So in the past, so bear in mind, this could be talking about years ago, but this can also be talking about even like quite current, that this person is hiding their feelings. And so you need to express how you feel to the one you love to see how they feel in return. So for the feminine, I feel you done that. And yeah, we know how that story goes. So I feel you done that. Now they might have done it too, but let's see. But I feel you done that, and they probably haven't done it. But they're gonna, by the looks of those cards, the masculine in the past, and if this can also be the feminine's masculine side. Comparison. Comparing is, oh, I've already said this in this. Comparing is unfair. Leave the past, and this is about the past, leave the past behind and see new love for who they are. So the block for the masculine in the past is exactly what I channeled on either this live or the one before. So, make sure you watch the other one if you've just caught me doing this. The masculine was comparing the feminine to past relationships, or just even past people they've had experiences with, or just didn't, so say this is a guy, like women in general, like, oh, I don't trust women, I've not a good experiences, so the likeliness that this person's going to hurt me like that, however close I get to them or show my real side, they're going to do that too. So obviously we know that that is wrong, and people live and learn. And we've all judged a book, although you're not meant to do it, we've all judged a book by their cover and been like, oh shit. And actually, like you said, like, as psychic and tune as I am, I love when that shit happens. It doesn't happen a lot. I'm going to be honest. I'm channeling my granddad like right now. I'm no. Oh, that's the second time I've made reference to that. Granddad, why are you popping in so much? But it's fine. I'm no often wrong, pal, but I'm right again. That's what my granddad used to say. But it's true. Like, but when it happens, I do enjoy the humbling of it, because it's like, it just teaches you, and like you said, they're one of the ones, the story that's coming to me is like on my counseling course, I hid that I was a medium the whole 2 years. I done 3 years if you know the whole story, but like, and it was in particular, like, it was because there was a woman on my course that, like, I won't go into all the jobs, but she was in, as well as training to be a counselor, she was in another job role, and for some reason she had quite a serious vibe, and I made the story up in my head that she was going to like think I was like, away with the fairies, because I'm like, what I mean? I was totally, but anyway, the point is I was completely way off the mark, like, because actually her best friend is also a medium. So I was really that was I loved that moment because but it was quite sad too because I found out right at the end of the course when I sort of revealed my hidden self, hidden feelings. And she was like, Claire, that really upsets me that you felt you had to hide that from all of us. And because my best friend's a medium and like, I feel like I live an experience with her because and at the time, it's unfortunately it's friends aren't in my life now too, but I really knew what she meant because I've had friends in my past as well that we were so close, but I now know it's codependency. But that was on both our parts, you know what I mean? But it's kind of like, that they would, they spent that much time with me. They would feel, there's a few people, I'm thinking of someone in particular, would be like, they saw all the signs and synchronicities, whether about everything in my life, and they, went along the ride with me. And it's kind of like, so I knew what she meant in that moment, you know what I mean? Like it's like she was the best friend that's like going along with me. So, but it was just, it was just quite. I really learned a lesson, because this is almost 10 years ago, guys. Like, actually, shit, it is 10 years ago this year. Fuck, how crazy is that? Like, I really learned a lesson in that moment. Don't make up a big story in your head. You don't actually know. Do you know what I mean? Like, and even with psychic stuff, you don't know who's in it. Most people hide that they're into this stuff. Let's be honest. Do you know what I mean? Like, do you know how many people actually? Obviously not the videos because they hardly get any views, but there's a lot of people that watch me from my past that, and I'm not talking about the lurking modern spirits and the people that are watching me that are hating on me and that. I'm talking about people from the past that I've met in all walks of life or people through other people and, that watch the shorts and these live streams. There'll be more than what I even realize, but I know because sometimes I get visions or I get senses and then they confirm things to me and that. And then, or other people say, oh, yeah, and it's like, and I always say that as well. Like, I remember a guy that I know had once said he'd basically it was like he'd let so I think he didn't care, but this is years ago. He let it slip and he just mentioned something about like the um he mentioned something about what I'd just shuffled or something the day before, and it was like how he was like those cards were fucking massive, and I was like, I was totally shocked. I was like, "What you were watching?" But it was a particularly funny live. I'll never forget that because it was quite funny. Like I couldn't stop laughing. So you know what I mean. This is what I'm saying. You never know who is like finding what you're doing, healing or entertaining or helping them in their life somehow. And that's really the point. You know what I mean. A lot of people watch this stuff and they won't really say to people in that. So and that's not just twin flames. So yeah, but I do feel in the past the masculine is basically fessing up that they made the mistake of comparing the feminine to all other women, or if it's a all other men, and that's it feels. I mean, there's nothing to say they've moved on from that, but I can feel that they have. Yeah. Oh my god. Oh my god. Sorry, I'm going to freak people out a little bit right now. Untrue stories, as I'm just saying exactly that. Yeah, so they're just confirming I did compare my divine feminine that I know to be my divine feminine to past experiences, and I know now that that was unfair. I was in an unhealed energy. I've now taken the time to reflect and heal, and now not only do I see things differently, I'm burning with passion. I don't want to be apart, and I want to reach out, but the way that we left it, how the fuck did I do that? Do you know what I mean? That's what this person's saying. You tell yourself bad, guys. I think I'm in the right profession. You tell yourself bad things, change your stories, and see the good that can happen. I'm fucking gobsmacked right now. I think they're making it fun because I really was like not looking forward to doing it, and it's like I'm loving it. Right, I'm loving it. Okay, probably going to keep me up late. I'm loving it so much. God, right, 8 o'clock. Right, okay. So juicy. The masculine made assumptions and judged the feminine. I'm like, and they now know that that was wrong. And it was probably from the influence of karmic friends around them. Probably, and that always is. There's nothing to prove. I watch this. I bet the karmic friends will come out. I can feel it. It's like I just move on, mate. You know what I mean? You'll find somebody else, or you know what I mean. You're getting mixed up. Like that's just sex. That's not love. That's not last. All this kind of shit. You know what I'm saying? I definitely hid mine back in the day. Love it. Yeah, yeah. It is a thing on the. It is a thing. Right. Okay. So now, oh my God, do we want to use this for present energy? Are we being a daredevil? Okay, we're going to be a daredevil. Present energy. Oh my God, that's quite interesting because I had a again, this is I'm so cryptic with a lot of things, but it's like things flash up on the telly and I just had something that reminded me of something. And then this card is that kind of vibe. So this card, right, it's got a word underneath it, but I'm just going to show you the picture. For me, when I see it, because it's a male silhouette and it's a couple, a romantic couple kissing, right? I always feel that male is like a karmic masculine of the feminines that now actually this can get complicated. It can be a karmic masculine of the feminine, but it can also be a karmic masculine that was sabotaging the masculine. So that can also be like a jealous pal of the masculine that's like, you know, drip feeding stuff like what I just said. So notice I started saying this is what, if you're new, this is what I meant by I channel it and it comes like I just said that, and then this card is quite the same vibe. Like that could be a jealous friend being like, oh mate, she's gonna break your heart, or you know, I've heard this about like people can make up stories. Like, you know, let's be honest, like that's the fact people can make up. Ah, little lies just came on when I said that. Tell me lies, tell me sweet little lies. Fleetwood Mac. I cannot even fucking deal that I just said that and that came on. I take the pictures so that, you know what I mean? Because if I'm fucking sad enough to, but like I'm not gonna. How would I do that? Little lies has just literally. In fact, I can prove it. Look, right? Look, that's how I can prove it. Look, there's when the final count. I know not everyone needs this, but some people do. The final countdown. I'll post it afterwards, so I don't know if right. But what I just said there, tell me lies, tell me sweet little lies. Fleetwood Mac, Little Lies. So, and this is present energy. Whenever present is, whether this is people's present now, or whether this is like, well, it could be yet to happen. So be discerning, right? Somebody's lied, but this can still be, although I say past, present, future, this can still be the past. So I would say in the past, because remember that that could, yeah, that could just be, I'd feel like fairly recently or like at some point in the past, someone has lied because they wanted to sabotage, like, so I would say it's like, if it's, and it's the other one that I've often felt can happen too. So I think that's why it's getting a bit tangled. So here's an example. Say the feminine has had a karmic relationship at some point, which is more than likely, whether you've had a few or the one that was bad enough that you're like, I'll just be myself, thanks. The world is so, you know, wherever, if you live in it, like circles run so small, it really wouldn't be hard for somebody to make up bullshit, feed it to some friend that you're like, oh, wait a minute, I think they're like a, you know, I think they know them that know them, and then feed it back so that it trickles down to your person. Like that absolutely could happen, right? It could have happened way in the past or it could happen more recently. So there's that, right? So it could have come from like a karmic person of yours sabotaging so that it, you know, stops that. Or we're feeling the other stronger. That is definitely there for some people, right? But it's like that feels like a jealous friend. Um, and little lie, you know, that can mean a lot of things. That could mean a big lie, or it could have been like a subtle kind of. I'm feeling like a subtle jealousy. So say it's like a divine masculine, like disclosed to the wrong person. Like that's who I want to move towards. Like that they're the love of my life, or I love that, or whatever. But it's like they don't know that that person has also, I don't know, somehow had their eye on the feminine. And so it's like they're kind of like, I don't know, like they can just put you off. I don't know, something like that, right? So because look, right, happiness hater. So I do feel there's something like, you know, it's different people will be able to make sense of this however it fits. But it is somebody it's like a feeding like negativity and the seed of doubt into the masculine for whatever reason. So like I always say, it could be somebody that's in an unhappy relationship or even marriage themselves, doesn't want the masculine to be happy and with the person they love. It could be directly because, hey, hang on a minute, I fancy her for myself, regardless of whether it would even be a chance of it happening. I don't want you to have her, so I'm going to make up bullshit. Um, what song's going off? Because that's going to be important. Wild ride. What? How does that go again? From a film or something? I don't even know what that is. Let me just see. The words will be relevant though. Hide and Seek is that album. I think it's from a film. Oh, the words aren't coming up, so you might want to look and see what that song is. But yeah, yeah. Anyway, it's a happiness hater anyway. So whoever that is, but because it's a male silhouette, I always feel that's the. But I always feel rather than that being a thing, but be aware actually it could be now physical. I feel that to me is always a potential. So it's like this, whoever this guy is, like, so say it's like a friend or a family member, or, but they're jealous either way, and they've managed to prevent this potential from happening because they were a happiness hater of the masculine, or the darker one, like, you know, a karmic person of the feminine has managed to use like knowing the same people or something to kind of like make up some bullshit and, like, you know, have it feedback and, you know, and put the person on, like, there's loads of different ways that could go. But now I actually feel beware if this is resonating and you get into the union that that could be somebody that's like, because this is going to happen when a lot of unions start happening, they won't be able to hide it. There'll be a lot of like jealous people around unions. You might, again, the thing is, the sad thing, they might not even be able to get that close, but yeah, there'll be jealous people and look out for them because I'm picking up really heavily on whoever. By the time I get to the end of this, whoever really resonates, there's a very jealous male. Um, so they've either already done this at some point, or like I feel like it's somebody who's got a lot of influence on the masculine. It's definitely like the masculine. I'm feeling it's. Hmm. Right. Okay. So, and the thing is, because I'm asking about the feminine right now, the feminine feels that, but this is all the masculine's feminine side. So it's like you know, it's somebody that manipulates the masculine, and the feminine feels it because it's your energy, you see. And at some point, you like, this is really complicated, but it's Scorpio moon, so I like. I said that funny, but I like digging in. I can, when I know, say when I've worked with twin flame couples before, right? Like, I can work out the mirroring. Now, Simply the Best, Tina Turner's just come on. For those of my local people watching, I believe that is a Hibs song. I'm pretty sure I'm not wrong about that. But oh no, no. Oh wait a minute, it's not Hibs, is it? Is it Rangers? Because it was actually played at my friend's it's played at my friend's funeral. I'm not that, but it's like he is, in fact, are you coming in? Is that what it is? It's whenever his songs come on, it's when he's alright, he just pops in and says hi. But it's like he just likes watching what it is. There's a, you know what I mean? There's a few in the spirit world that just like to come in. Sometimes actually probably is going to help me with something here. But he was a Rangers fan, I'm pretty sure. Is it not a hip song too? Maybe I'm wrong about that. But either way, this person thinks you're simply the best. You're simply the bit better than all the rest. Better than it. That this is the thing. Like, there's definitely there's something. There's like a, and whoever this is going to make sense of, I like feeling into it before I pull the cards. The masculine didn't really clock it at first. That whoever it was that was putting them off was jealous of the potential of this, and then they did. So either it hasn't happened yet, or they clocked it and they can't unsee it. Like what I've said in the other one. So interesting. Right. Wait, what else have we got? Hmm. So we've got legal issues, court judges, immigration lawyers. So for the feminine, I feel that there's been an injustice. That's what I feel with this card. There's been an injustice, and I feel that's injustice. I feel someone has lied about you if you're the feminine, just for a change. The story never fucking changes. But yeah, I do feel the karmic injustice is someone has lied about you. And oh my God, they'll be getting their karma right about now in Capricorn season because it's about karma. And definitely when it's Sunday hits, because that's the new moon in Capricorn. So it's, you know, whoever it is that's lied, I feel they'll not be having the best of time. Okay, so now, so now it's like there, and also because that's the masculine feminine side as well, I do feel the masculine could have been going through some kind of legal stuff, or a karmic injustice. I feel it might be a bit of both or something. So now we've got the masculine. So remember, Scorpio does Dick and Doug it. That sounds like a name, Doug. Dougie, Doug. I don't know that. I don't know where that was coming from. That just came out of my mouth. So again, don't take that on board if it's not relevant. But I done that today. Shouted out someone's granddad's name. I just not shouted out, but I was like, I said that name. She was like, that's my granddad. So it's kind of cool. But I feel you know, Scorpio is like, along with Pisces energy, like Scorpio is addictions of any kind and hidden stuff and all that. And we've got bad habits in reverse. So it's got drugs, addictions, toxicities. It's in reverse though. So I feel whoever this masculine is, that's what they've been putting behind them or trying to put behind them or healing, is like some kind of addiction or like, you know, some kind of toxicity. So that it does fit with the other live stream. It's like, so it doesn't need to be like, you know, alcohol or drugs, but I'd say quite a lot of people, it's definitely going to be at least alcohol because of what I've said about after, because, you know, with what I've said about that. But addiction can be anything, you know, it can be an addiction to working, it can be a sex addiction, it can be lots of different things as we know. But it's like this, it really is. I'm going to refer to after a lot. It really, that's why they got me to watch it. It really is like that. It's like this person's trying to be a better person, and you're a main driver for them wanting to heal themselves. And it's like they're then seeing like the wider, like if this person's got children in their life, or even if it's not their own children, children around them, it's like this person's like seeing the bigger story here, that it's like, God, this might have been the catalyst for my change, and I might have been pissed off, but actually, like, Christ, I think this person's saving my life, you know, like that's kind of what I'm feeling right now. And like, so for this reason, because this is the conclusion this person's coming to, is like, look, into you, good chemistry, great vibes, positive. So currently, this is a revelation that these masculines are having, like, I was angry at them for pulling me. It feels like pulling me away from like a party lifestyle. But actually, if I'd carried on that way as much as what I was doing it was going to shorten my lifespan. Because actually, I wondered if this was going to come in. My cousin told me this other day. Oh, I never meant to cause you any sorrow. Never meant to cause you any pain. Purple Rain just came on, if you didn't guess. But it's like, you know, it was, I don't know, I'm not going to be able to quote it exactly, but it was something like, you know, alcohol alone shortens your lifespan, but if you mix in things like Coke, for example, or drugs or whatever, you know, like it's shortened your life even more so. And it's just, you know, although we all know this, whatever, it must have been a study that had been put out or something. It's just quite, and you know, when you actually take that on board, like, you know, like really let it sink in, it's a fact, you know what I mean? But it's like, if you're caught up in all of that, whether it's drinking or anything else, like just like anything else, stop smoking. I'll fucking stop smoking when I want to. Stop drinking. I'll stop fucking drinking when I want. You know, stop eating too much. I'll eat what I want. Thanks, but people are only going to do it when they're ready to do it. Do you know what I mean? It's or I think you've got a sex addiction. I think you should mind your own fucking business. Do you know what I mean? I could go on and on and on here. It's like, you need to, if this is you, you need to come to this realization yourself. But again, remember, it's not everyone's. Spoiler, it is Scorpio moon. It's going to go intense. Like, whatever this is, like, it is like, that's why they're making me lean upon the film so much, because it's can be a lot of people's realities. And again, I must stress, please watch it if you haven't, because it is so healing. If you're a twin flame, it's, you can, you know, if you find it as emotionally, you know, the first times I watched it, let the emotion get out that way. But there's a lot of learning from it about what codependency is too, because even you get invested and you're like, oh my God, I don't want them to break up. You're like, oh, but they kind of need to, because they're like hurting each other, and let them get back together, and then they do. But it's kind of like, but how many people have the patience to do that in this day and age? A lot of people do stay in a very toxic, hurtful, painful romantic relationship, marriage, friendships. People stay in friendships like that, where your friend has been a fucking asshole to you. They're being horrible. You know what I mean? And you know it, everyone else knows it, but you stay in it. It's just as bad as a toxic karmic relationship. I would know, I've been in these situations before, and even though you know it, you're in denial and you're like, oh, it's because of this, it's because of that. you know, they love me really, and it's kind of like all of that can be true at the same time, and it can keep. But the point is, you know, you can't once you wake up, you can't allow yourself to keep getting treated like that. And actually, you do the people a favor because then they might wake up one day and be like, "Oh God, I took that person for granted, and like I thought they were always going to be there, and then I didn't. I treated them like they were like the fucking last resort." When actually, and I got a lump in my throat, you know, like when you want to cry. So I think I connected with some of the karmic people out there. It's like, you know, and now I realise I should have treated them like they were my priority as a friend or, you know, or a lover, whoever's connecting with this. But yeah, I really do feel this masculine group of people are like, people try to put me off this and keep me in a party lifestyle and keep me in these bad habits and stuff because it was such a deep connection. Like this is currently what this person is having an epiphany with. Um, and it's creating a firestorm. Karma, oh, look what I just said about karma. Karma, drama, endings, loss, mental breakdown. So we pray for anyone that might be struggling mentally. That is very common when you're going through a spiritual awakening. I say this all the time, but you know, my Dark Night of Soul was like over a decade ago now. But like, um, there was a article I used to post all the time. I'll never be able to find it now, but if you want to go and look at it, it's on my Facebook page. I used to post it all the time. But it was like about basically, isn't it a shame that this foreigners just come on? I want to know where love is. I want you to show me. So this person might not really know what love is, and they've realised you were showing them it, and they didn't know what it was, and now they do know. Um, but like yeah, it was about when you're, isn't it a shame that this modern society puts people in, well, that says mental breakdown, and I can't think of the more PC word for mental hospital, but you know what I mean? Like, you know, put people, you know what I'm saying? Well, I said it. Rather than seeing that they're actually going through a very deep initiation, you know, like that's what shamans go through. Do you know what I mean? Like, okay, so I am a shaman that's went through all the initiation, not just like through life. I've actually done the training and everything, which not a lot of people can withstand all of that because it's like years of it. But it's kind of like the people that are called to it, you're called to it, but it's kind of like um basically I'm just saying that forever's resonating. Like you feel like you're going nuts, or you feel like you're going crazy, and not even to mention that's just spiritual awakening alone. When you feel like your friends aren't really your friends, you start noticing things about your family that you didn't see before. You start noticing, you know, just things you didn't see before, and then you feel all alone, and you know your life sort of all fucking breaks down. You know, you break down to break through, and or if you're in a relationship, you're like, shit, I've been sleeping with the enemy. Do you know what I mean? It's like it's you know, it's all of this. Um, but then add in the twin flame journey. Do you know what I mean? Another fucking double of a nightmare because you can look nuts because other people don't get it, and you look like you're crazy because you're fucking. It's like, look, that person's fucking moved on. I think you should move on too. Do you know what I mean? And you're like, I don't think so. No, well, you know, and it's so in a way they have, in a way they haven't. But I'm just gonna leave it. I'm just gonna be like, yeah, yeah, you know, if I can't help how I feel, kind of thing. You know what I mean? So however it is for you, but yeah, I really do feel, you know, the masculine could be going like it's exactly again, it's because it's no me, it's what they said. It's they're going what I titled the other one, tower moments, big realizations, all that kind of stuff. And also, I'm overheating because I'm just going to do this. I'm not trying to be sexy Scorpio moon, but it's because I can't take it off because it's like part of the jumper. It's quite. I could actually wait a minute. Is that going to look totally rash? No, sorry. I think I might have nearly flashed my boob there. So it's I haven't, but I was trying to see if I could wait a minute. If I hold on to this, I'm trying to see if I can take. Surely I can. This is a bit risky. Yeah, can I take my arms out? Oh yeah, yeah. There's a bit of a. You're not meant to do that. It's meant to look like it's a cardi and a thing. It's a jumper. But I think we're gonna have to do that because I can't be bothered getting up to turn the heater off, and I'm really. And then I can just tuck it behind me, and it looks like it's just a sexy pillow neck. Um, right. It does look a bit. It's like I've got wings, and it's because I've lost weight. You see, you know what I mean, Charlotte. You know what I mean. It's kind of like things aren't, you know, it's like my, you know, but I mean, I'm not going to go get new bras and all that because I'll be adding that. It always goes from there, you know what I mean? Anyway, so moving on from these cards, I'd say that it's got, oh, I was going to say, you know, I'd say that's, we got out of there relatively safe because there's a lot of rough ones in there. Feeling like shit. So at some point, this person was feeling like shit for all of this that's went down. but you can't even see the person in that. I don't even know if there is a person. It's just all dark. But it was in reverse. So I feel if this person has been feeling like shit for a very long time, they're coming out of it and they want to reach out but they don't know how. It's like I've woke up, I want to talk to you. Miss you. Um they're sexing me up for the Scorpio moon. Right, okay, so but it does, it's funny because I channel energy, that does happen. Like I don't mean it. I just notice it. I notice it while I'm doing it, but I also notice it after. It's like guys, I can't help it that the moon's on top of my Mars. Mars is your sixth sign. It's like I'm channeling that energy right now. Um, but it's kind of annoying me that these are just hanging there like that. I think do you know what? I might like, no, I can't tie it at the back. That's gonna, I'm just worried that popping off to eat. If I don't catch you again tonight, see you soon. Right, enjoy your food. Charlotte, you have your tea. That's a bit late, is it not? I mean, I've had my tea at this time too. I think it's just because I've been having my tea like freaking 4:30, so this is feeling like. But yes, enjoy your tea. And thank you for hanging around. So now I'm talking to myself. Great. But now don't feel bad. Go and eat. Um, right. So what have we done? We've done past, present. So now now I do need to refer to the right. So yeah, let's get that deck. So what are the karmic issues that either you're learning right now and it needs to be released, or you've worked through. So you'll know if this is for you. So for the feminine, so I always try and say, like, I'm going to cut out saying and the masculine side. Just know when I'm talking about the feminine, it can be the masculine's feminine side, like their feelings and other stuff. And when I'm saying the masculine, it can also be the feminine's masculine side, like boundaries, decision making, blah, 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 all that stuff. So what is a karmic lesson that either the feminine has already worked through or you're currently working through releasing? Oh, is that one again? Oh, getting juicy. Rewire the way you love. When pain becomes a pattern in love, it's time to relearn connection. Begin again differently. It makes sense. So I feel the next part of your journey is I feel like I've moved through what I'm meant to move through myself. I just want to fucking talk now. So this is why I do this, because we see that matches the person that says, I want to reach out, but I don't know how. How about you just fucking do it? Find a way. You know what I'm saying? However you do it, just find a way. Carrier pigeon, text, calls, pop up visits, emails, whatever else I'm missing out, instant messengers. For those of you can deal with that, I got rid of all of them because they've done my fucking nothing. But yeah, begin again differently. The feminine wants to have a new beginning with the masculine and needs to, I would say. There's a big broken heart picture on the thing. This actually usually comes out for the masculine, but remember what I said, this is a masculine's feelings as well. This is how the masculine feels. That's the karmic lesson that they are going through. And can I just say, I've not even shuffled this deck yet, but look what's on the bottom of that deck, mistakes. I wish I could right my wrongs. So the masculine saying, I wish I could right my wrongs, and I'm setting healthy boundaries with where I need to. Now that's crazy, isn't it? Because that might fit with whoever the jealous male is. Doesn't if the jealous male thing isn't fitting, don't make it fit. And also don't get paranoid and because I think people would be like, "Who is in my life? This is my like." I feel you'd already know, like you would know right away if this was you, or it would become clear. Set healthy boundaries, help because it could be actually quite that male could be symbolic of quite a few males, like because it's just very common that people have got jealous pals, and you don't want to see that about your friends, and then later on you're like, "Shit, they're jealous." Healthy boundaries protect your energy. Stand firm in what you need to thrive. So, yeah, this is very in line with what I've been picking up on. What I'm geeking out on right now is we're in Capricorn season. The new moon in Capricorn is at the weekend. Capricorn is about setting boundaries. That is what I was just explaining the new session that I had today. That's what I'm known for. People that know my work is that like I help people you know, set boundaries. You know what I mean? Like stop people pleasing, set boundaries. I'm going to do a course on it at some point. But when I've ran my challenge in the private groups, that's what the biggest thing people learned from me was how to set boundaries with people. So yeah, the masculine is currently setting healthy boundaries. So, and I'm sure that came out in the video for tomorrow, the one for today. And breaking self-limiting beliefs. Look, it says too late, no one cares, not good enough. That, if you're saying that to yourself now, it's not true. And but I feel you've worked through that if you're not saying it. The only limits are the ones you impose. Break free from the outdated beliefs and unlock your true potential. Right. Okay. So we're going to whiz through quite a lot of this now because it's 2020, so that's huge awakening energy. Obviously, the year 2020 could have been a pivotal shift in either your life, but I mean that goes for all of us. That's the year the world went mentally insane. But let's see. And I ain't joking. So, what's some shit I've actually not yet. What's I've not said it the way I normally say the questions, but let's move on. What's some shadow work that might still be going on for the feminine, or again, it might be something you've already worked through? Yes, so it feels like it's something you've worked through because you've got breaking point, limit, final straw, overwhelmed. That wasn't reversed. So I feel the shadow work that you've went through at some point is that, and that's why you'd empathise if the masculine feels like they're going a bit nuts or crazy or whatever word you want to use, having the awakening firestorm. It's like you've had at the time in your life, no matter how long ago it was, how you, because like I said, I remember when that was going on in my life, and it, you know, I did feel like I was going crazy, and it would have looked like people around me I was going crazy, and many different things. And I'm, you know, I'm just like I always say, I make a joke about it. I'm not joking. I'm glad my family didn't like, you know, send me off somewhere. But they just kind of like kept an eye on me and was quite worried. And actually, my mum done a really great thing where I've said this before, but she was yeah, anyway, I've said I'm not going into detail again. I have before, but it's like she like got me to meet up with a woman that's very like me, that like basically a healer, and like, and she doesn't do it formally, but it's like, and then I've since actually healed that woman. Like it was not too long ago, but um, like rather than kind of like, you know, shaking me out of where I was at and what I was obsessing about and stuff. It actually done the opposite. Like she could see the future timelines and confirmed what I was feeling. So do you know what I mean? It's kind of like it's quite funny, you know what I mean? But it's like, you know, it's either way. Like my mum's always on point with that. Like the doctors don't really do me any good. It's always like shamans and healers because that's what I am as well, even from a young age. But and a lot of people are like that. So if you resonate, tune in and see if that's you. But I really do feel they're saying, you know, you've went through that shadow work of knowing what it feels like to feel like you're cracking up a bit and going feeling quite alone and working through it, so you can help your twin flame through it if they've not already got through it themselves, because sadly a lot of people just want to go through themselves and don't want to reach out, even if they could reach out for their twin flame self, because they want to do it themselves. Because everybody, I want to do myself. It's like I always say it like a wee toy. I want to do myself. I'm going to do myself. I want to do myself. And sometimes that's great because we all want to do things ourselves, right? I've got that part of me too. Sometimes you're being a fucking asshole yourself because you're going through it all yourself. You feel really lonely, and you know that actually this person would support you, and it doesn't mean they're going to fucking carry the whole load. It's just like, do you need a hug? You know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? Or do you need somebody to listen? Like, is anyone getting this? And so, you know where you're at with that. It's okay. So, what's the masculine doing in the shadows? They've either worked. Oh my God, there's 20. Oh no, oh no. Why is that there? Because that's not the time. 20. I was going to say it's 2020 on the video too, but I think it's the time. So maybe it's a few minutes behind. Yeah, is that what it is? No, it's not changing. Oh no, it is now. Oh no, it's the time. But that's quite funny that it's because when I paused it, it's not caught up. It's 20, yeah, definitely big awakening moments. Um oh, there it is. I quoted that card and it's come out. So in the shadows, sorry guys, unfortunately we've got another one like this, like that false twin flame, true twin flame video I done the other day. We've got soulmates and only you. So I feel in the shadows, this masculine has been It's one of two things. It's either that it's only you, it's only ever been you, deep love, unity, connection, devoted, attached, and craving you, matching that one, I desire you, or this person's working out, I suppressed my feelings, it's actually only ever been you, but I tried to convince myself otherwise with soulmates. So take whichever one resonates. And I worked that out through spying because that's what the masculine does. Social network information ways. So it's like, and remember, Scorpio is energy of spying and deeper stuff, stalking and all that kind of stuff. It's like the masculine has worked out how deep. How deep is your love? Like very deep. Like the masculine has worked out how intense and deep this love is by spying. And that is the secret. Although I don't think that's really a secret. Right. So, what would help with inner union right now? Let's use these cards. What would help with inner union right now? People aren't going to believe me. Literally, as I've just said that, the police, I'll be watching yous on. Is it not quite? This is the thing. This is what I love about how they work with me. That is so unique. I've never seen anybody else that has a music channel and that happens at that. You know what I mean? I've seen people that listen to music and that happens. I've never seen that. So that I love how they do that because that is just fucking nuts. I'm talking about stalking and spying, and I'll be watching yous on. And if you listen to words, that song does sound like it's about a stalker because it actually came on when I was getting my filling, and it was funny. The dental nurse was saying it to the dentist. Like, he was like, "What is it?" I think he said, like, "What's that song actually about?" And then because he was doing the work, I was, you know, she said at the same time, "I was like, it's about somebody stalking you." Do you know what I mean? I'll be watching you. Is it someone from the spirit world that I'll be watching you, keeping an eye on you? Or is it keeping an eye on you? I'm fucking watching everything you're doing. Um, right, which, like I said, that is what Scorpio energy is about, and we're on the Scorpio reading. So, what would help the feminine with inner union right now? And now it's I can feel it coming in the air tonight, but I can't be bothered taking it. Wait a minute, is this? This is the same fucking playlist. How weird is this? That's really weird. So actually, I think what they're saying, I know what they're saying. Whatever live that was where this happened, that was the exact order the songs came on. And then the next day when I was at the dentist, those two songs came on at the dentist. I'm not kidding. And it wasn't that long. It was like he got it done in like, I think it was 20 minutes or 40 minutes. It wasn't long. Definitely wasn't long. And yeah, that, and I was like, oh, that's funny. Like, because I was telling him what I did. I didn't tell him exactly what I did, but I told them like with what I was doing last night, that song came on last night. So, but that, I feel this is about the feminine feels something. The feminine feels the pull of the masculine, like that they want to talk. But it's the same playlist, and it's like the feminine has felt the masculine going through the dark night of soul, and they can also feel that either this person has already surrendered their ego, or they're about to, because that's half the battle. You hang on, you're like, no, I can do it myself. Don't, do it myself. And I put that voice on because I always say when I was in my Dark Night of Soul, I was like a gremlin. Like I was just like, everyone can just fuck off. But like without actually saying it, you know what I mean? But it's like, you just have got less. If you're very patient, patience is my best quality. But if you're a very patient person, you become less patient. If you're very happy, jolly, people pleaser, you can't keep it up. Um, like you're going through your own shit. You're very much in your own stuff, and you can't really see much of other people's perspective on it. Like even if someone's like, "Hey, what about if you meditate?" Or I remember you telling me that shamanic journey helped. You'd be like, "What's that going to do?" I can't. You know what I mean? You're just that's what it's like, and I know that, so that's why I'm good at helping people through that. It's rough. But then you eventually come out of that and you are more open to stuff. And so again, I feel that, all the group of feminines that are connected to their masculines are sort of feeling where their masculine is at. And I feel that ties with that. The distance between us kills me. I want to reach out, but I don't know how. And I'm surrendering my ego. And also, I'm hurry, you know, because of that card. But because that's the Kundalini energy, and that is the eighth house, which is the energy we're channeling. You know, it's all part of it. It's all part of awakening. Right. So, and high priestess is on the bottom there. So, but could you tell us? So they're saying that the feminine can feel the masculine. You know, has went through that, or still going through it, wherever you're at for everyone, and you're on it. The feminine's just honoring the agreement, mission and motion. You're doing your part of the. Again, that makes me cringe when I say that, but yeah, the twin flame mission. Every twin flame set is you've got your own mission, your own unique calling on your own, and then you've got your own sort of mission together. Some people's are bigger than others, and that's where I would refer to, like, you know, it being like a like new earth leaders. And it's not new earth leaders like, hey everybody, you listen to us. It's more like, you know, you're leading with love. Like, you come together in unity in your union, and your love inspires other people from what you've been able to push through and get through on your own, and then get together. And yeah, different, loads of different things. I mean, different things for different people. But yeah, mission and motion, like the feminine for inner union, just keep honoring the journey. Masculine's leapt out there. So right, and the masculine's honoring their journey, which actually ties in with what I was speaking about with someone today, that they have been clearing core wounds with soulmates. So remember, soulmates aren't always romantic. For most people it is going to be that, but it's probably going to tie in, well, it's not probably, it's going to definitely tie into what I just read on the other one, which is why they want to be separate. That a lot of those have either closed out already, or they're currently closing out. And it's going to be like waking up, like, oh, you know, like, you know, because that was anonymous, like someone described that to me today, and I was like, so funny, it's exactly how I describe it. Like, just, you know, feeling, you know, you know, feeling strongly about someone to just is gone. And that's what I was like with my karmic person. Like, I was like, you know, people were to the point where people are fucking worried. Talk about twin flame, that was like toxic twin flame. You know, like people were, that's why I understand when people, wait a minute, you can't see that because it's at the side bit, it's kind of pulling down. I do need to tie it or something, because it's like, you're not meant to do this, but it has helped because I have cooled down. I'm going to tie a bow. Who gives a fuck? I don't really care. I'm not really somebody that cares, so I'm just going to. It would be quite nice. I might actually see if my mum can separate that. I quite. Nah, it's meant to be like that, and I did really want this. I love it, but I quite like it like that too. I need to get this. I need to find. I have actually tried to find one like that. I think I've got a glittery one like that. Or something. Anyway, so the yeah, that's what happened to me. I just woke up one day and I was like, that was a past life. I just feel like I've woke up from hell. You know what I mean? Like, and it was, and then my attention was already on my twin, but my attention went even more to my twin flame, and I started looking at them different, and I was like, oh my god, holy fucking shit. You know what I mean? And then it was just, that was a whole big crazy ride in itself, and that's a big long story, so I'm not getting into that right now. But it's kind of important though, but I'm not getting into it. I've told the story before. So 1111, compassion, higher heart opening. Like, because of the stuff that the masculine has been able to work through with the soulmates, right? Whether it's romantic or difficult karmic friends or family or whoever around them, uh, it's helping to open your heart. And, like, you know, and that's what I meant about forgiveness and compassion and all that. Like, you know, think whoever it is that you're harboring, like anger and maybe even hate and, you know, guilt and regret, like, try to release yourself from that energy and remind yourself the more the that kind of energy you hold towards anyone in your life. Well, obviously, if you're holding it towards your twin flame, you're really holding up your union and you're basically hating on yourself. But if you've moved through that part of it, and that's a thing that can happen, you know, like, jealousy can happen between twin flames, because I've spoken about that with someone today as well. It's like, if someone is moving forward and the other person's kind of staying stuck, they could look at you like fuck you, because even they might not consciously know, on a subconscious level, they feel, hey, I should be doing that too in my life. Why am I not? And so they can feel, you know, anger towards you. But yeah, anyone in your life, you know, let it go, because you're, you know, it's blocking your heart from what you really want. The electric, the creative expression from speaking your truth. And again, this is that electric shock energy, spiritual awakening energy, all that kind of whatever that means to you. Aquarius season coming up, that is what I use the lightning bolt for. So, integration, multi-dimensional healing. And notice I said that card came out on the other live, and that's what I was working with someone today. Okay, so that's the inner union stuff. I want to use another deck for that though. No, let's use this big mishmash. What does the feminine need for inner union? Oh. Sensitivity. You're becoming more sensitive and need to make changes accordingly. Yeah, so, oh, that's quite interesting. That's not meant to be in there, but so, and also, by the way, Clairsentience is speaking out, so that's really important. So, like what I'm saying about when I watch like any kind of film or anything, or whether it's like a fight scene like that, or stay away from horrors, or I do like crying at a good sad film though, like but it's kind of like, which is why I was surprised I got through all those films out crying, but it's kind of like clairsentience, like notice your recurring physical and emotional feelings as they signify divine guidance. You're becoming more sensitive and need to make changes accordingly. I was just making sure the mic was on. It doesn't matter how sensitive you were already, divine feminine, just be aware that you're even more sensitive, and let me know. I am one of the most sensitive people you could ever meet in your life. Don't be fooled right now by the fact that the moon is intensifying my fierce Mars and Scorpio, which you're right, you don't fuck with. But I have got a very soft side as well, and it's kind of like but that's why I'm grateful for my Mars and Saturn and Scorpio. Like, I fiercely protect myself, which is why when I say the things in the sassy way about, like, I would want to question why anyone else other than my twin flame is wanting to come back. Why do you want to come back in my life? What's making you miss me in it? Like, what? You know what I mean? I would be really suspicious. And even actually with my twin flame, I'd be like, why? Why? Tell me why. But because I understand, well, he doesn't get an out. Whenever he does want to come, he doesn't get an out just because of that. But it's like, just be aware that you are feeling energy and it's more sensitive. You're more sensitive, you're not imagining it. And you're going through a rebirth of your own. And 16's the tower card, so you could be really feeling, shake up yourself. You're feeling the masculine going through it. And then this card fell out, so it'll be relevant. Grizzly Bear Power. I am indestructible. I honor my intuition and go where it leads. Love and gentleness are my real strength. I never give up. I will succeed. Fucking amen to that. That's Capricorn season, and that's kind of like the vibe I was just channeling there when I was saying that about me. And that's the masculine feminine side too. So, and a lot of you could have a bear as a power animal. I know it's one of mine. I know it's one of Nathan's. So some of you could resonate as well. So beat it is on as well. That, I'm not being funny, but I feel that's a masculine telling the people that need to beat it, like referring back to the start of this. So what else is a masculine need for inner union? Just beat it and just beat it. I'm not being funny, but you need to have some self-respect. If somebody told you to beat it and you keep trying, twin flame or karmic person, have more self-respect. I'm filled with regret. So for inner union, that's really strongly coming through if you're the masculine. Like what I've just said, and that you need to, oh yeah, because I'm still in the same question. There's a lot of regret there that you need to release because it's holding up your manifestation, specifically with your twin flame, but really in other areas of life. Oh, this is powerful. Wow. The video for today was titled Become the True You. And this says, be the real you. Your greatest power comes from being who you truly are. Don't let anyone sway you from expressing your authentic self. Whoa. So, whosever story this is, it's all connecting. And by the way, I love it if somebody comes on and talks, but I kind of like it when there's nobody here like this because I can just power through it, and especially because I can eventually get to my bed. But if someone comes on and chats, it's fine. But that's tying back to whatever that happiness hater card is. Don't let anyone sway you from expressing your authentic truth. So that's what I'm saying. Whoever's connecting with this, I really do feel, I say really do feel, it's a stronger message. There was a very influential male, if not a few, that had a too much of a manipulative hold over the masculine. Like, so, it's that kind of thing when, like, somebody says jump and you say how high, that's it. It's like you would do anything they say. So they must be a big deal. in your life transmutes through the power of divine love. But the power of the divine love and the support of the divine feminine is like transmuting and breaking all that down for the masculine, or all it already has. And whatever they weren't seeing, they're seeing. That could be what's causing the shake up. Open up to transcendent love and enlightenment. Purity of heart brings peace, hope, and joy. So that's for inner union for the masculine. And the masculine's flooded with memories of physical activity. So I know what they're saying. I would say this is for twin flames that have been sexually active at some point, because physical activity memories, it's like, you know, if this person's flooded by memories of the past and they're trying to accept what's different about them. And that's interesting because that was with the person in the session today. You know, it's okay to be different. In fact, it's fucking cool to be different. We're nearly in Aquarius season, and that's about being different, weird and wonderful. Weird isn't bad. Like, who wants to be the same as everyone else? You know what I mean? We're in Pluto and Aquarius, and that is about, like, you know, own it. You know, be yourself. If you're trying to be other people, that's why I see all these copycat karmic people and copycat twin flame people, and you know, all of that. And it's they're all going to be found out eventually, because it's like they only know a tiny bit of truth because they've been copying the real ones, and then they can't really elaborate because they don't have the experience and they don't know, you know what I mean, the end. Like, and it just becomes crystal clear, excuse the pun, and that's what I'm here to help do, so to expose that. And it's difficult, like I said, it's difficult for me, it's difficult for other people that do the same as me, because we don't, our stuff doesn't get pushed out as much. But you do make a ripple effect in the wee group of people you're meant to. So, right. So this is a bit where I say, what are some possible soul retrievals somebody watching me needs? So it just basically means if you're watching this and especially if you resonate with the whole story or bits of it, but you could be like, oh, that was interesting, that wasn't my story, but pay attention to this bit. This could be what I could help you in a session. So trust in the divine purpose. Yeah. So you see what I mean? Like, if you are not trusting your divine purpose, or you're like, what comes next, we could help you with that in a session. This experience has divine meaning. Healing will come. Know that you're on a path of growth. So yeah, whatever you've been going through, it has meaning, and I'll be able to help you with that in a session with shamanic journey or all the different bits and bobs that I do. But you know, that session today was like a first session, so that's what I say to people. At some point, I don't know when, but I feel I've had that for a while, so I feel I will be guided to take away that, if you're new or you haven't ever had a Zoom call pricing, because it's I basically, you know, I don't clock watch, you know, it's like in those sessions I see it's like a big therapeutic, like, you know, it's because I do the soul retrieval and the energy clean, the healing as we talk, and it's sometimes it's more of me talking because I'm always clearing with my voice and channeling, and sometimes it's like equal. Sometimes the person can't get in a word in edgeways, and believe me, the person still always gets what they get, because sometimes you know, I've done this long enough that I trust it, but I'll still always say, because I'm quite polite, I'm like, by the way, I'm aware that, you know, you barely got it, and they're like, no, that is what I needed, because it's people that maybe aren't very good at speaking their voice, and then after they've had that session with me, they'll find that they're speaking more because it's cleared their energy, and then the next time it won't be like that. No, so it's kind of like, but that first session's slightly different, and you know that it's cheaper. And then, you know, my big sessions where you've got more access to everything that I do, because it just makes sense. When I haven't met anyone before, when I haven't met someone before, even if you follow me for like years and years and years, but never had a session, you know, you might feel like you know me. I don't know you, so it's weird for me. Although it feels like it, honestly, it really isn't. When I meet people, it's like the woman there. I feel like fucking know her for fucking. I feel the past life energy. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, if you've got any questions about stuff like that, you can always email me and ask that. So the second thing is, someone in a separate session, could be the same one though, you're going through some kind of obstacle. Ah, this is fascinating. The obstacle, so this is for a divine masculine. The obstacle somebody's going through is, how do I reach out to my twin flame? The same as the collective of, well, I'm still doing the collective. So I'm planning on reaching out to you. So that's why I said at the start as well, don't you, if you're the feminine, reach out to this person. They're reaching out to you when it's the right time. They're either going through their healing, they're not ready, or they've got obstacles in the way, and it's just, you know, it's not part of the plan. Don't reach out. So, and the third soul retrieval someone would need in a session is Archangel Michael, heart of a warrior, divine protection, synchronicity. I feel again that's another divine masculine, male or female. You're noticing all the signs and synchronicities. You're going through a heightened part of your spiritual awakening. You've just got questions, and we'll be able to provide the answers in the healing. And notice I always say "will" and "we're." It's weird, isn't it? But it does come out naturally when I'm doing this, because it is your guides and my guides come together to do it. So, right. So, oh, I've not got my romantic cards, but we might just use it's Capricorn season. That's about serious, and it's like forget all that lovey-dovey shit. Just get down to business. So, mind you, I did I'm sure I brought the deck over here that had all this sort of sexually kind of, like, you know what I mean? Like the Scorpio kind of. Is it this one? Maybe it's this one that's it might be that. I'm sure I put it somewhere. I'm caught up in this somewhere. Oh, fuck knows. Next time. Right, so what does the future of this union hold? What does the feminine need to know? Makes sense. Confidence is the key to your success. Now, it's not the new moon in Leo, but the full moon in Leo is on the 1st of February. So think back to 6 months ago, roughly. Well, it's not quite 6 months ago. It would be a wee bit more than that. Like, wait a minute, I can't do the maths, whatever. It's like by the time it gets to then, it'll be, yeah, a bit more than that. Think what was going on around the new moon in Leo and think and so something might be coming full bloom around the start of February. But yeah, confidence is the key to your success. So I feel it's like, this is the feminine energy. You've worked really hard on your own healing. You've worked hard on, your inner union and preparing for your physical union, and just keep being confident, keep shining bright, keep shining. Like all these cheesy things are related to the Leo energy. It's like, and the pulling me, yes, my tree is still up. I did say to myself, I need to take that down by, well, I think it was by the end of the day. That was like another day, but I haven't been in here. It's too cold. So, um, yeah, I'll probably do it around the weekend because it's a new moon in Capricorn. Because it'll just be it's quite heavy depressing energy, and I'll be like, oh fuck, I need to, because that's about come on, fucking move your arse, get the tree down. Do you know what I mean? Or it'll still be up by the time. Who knows? We'll just see. I'll be easy, Ozzy. It depends how warmed up I can get the room and get the songs on or a film or something to do it. But yeah, stay in your confidence because it triggers people. Your confidence triggers people's own demons, their own insecurities. But you have to keep being in that confidence if you're resonating as the feminine, female, or male, because not only is it helping your own masculine out of the dark, you've no idea how many other people you'll be helping out of the dark. You don't need to be on a platform like what I'm doing right now. Just by you being in that energy, breaking through your own limiting beliefs and being yourself, you'll be inspiring people around you. So, keep doing it. Boom, bro, might fucking love it. That goes for the masculine, feminine side as well. I feel your confidence is growing. You will equally be triggering people around you, especially whoever the jealous male is, because the reason they're like that is because they're insecure. And I feel they've kept you insecure. So this is highly specific, isn't it? It's very homing in on specifics here. So, and it won't just be one or two people. And that's interesting. The song, should I stay or should I go now? If I go, there will be. What's the line? What is the lyrics again? If I go, there will be trouble. Is it if I go, there will be trouble, and if I stay, there will be double? Or is it the other way round? You can Google the words, but that's just come on. So this mask, do you know what this is what they were telling me when I was putting on my makeup, right? I feel there's a group of masculines where you're trying to prevent a tower moment. Like it's like you're trying to protect yourself and you're trying to protect the feminine, but it feels like it's got to the point where you can't actually do that. It's like you can't control this. Like people are going to be jealous, they are going to be angry, they're not going to fucking like it. Are you going to let them control the situation and keep delaying things? Don't know who that's for, but that's coming through. So it might not be relevant to everyone, but it's definitely coming through. It's like you can't contain it. The divine love is too big, and people are going to notice. They've already noticed the change in the masculines that are going through that, and it's just kind of like that's why it's crunch time whenever it reaches this point. Right, let's see what comes out now after that fucking ass whooping. That's that's Capricorn energy. Right, My work here is done. You've got to believe in the impossible, baby. Believe in the impossible. Blue moon. Once in a blue moon. Yeah, this is a once in a blue moon love. This is a once in a lifetime love. Felt like I was going to go straight into channeling the thing that Channing Tatum says in The Vow. Probably could, mind you. It's my favourite. But, like, this is I promise to never forget that this is a once in a lifetime love. Can't remember the rest, but that's how it starts. It's like, yeah, masculine. This is what you need to do. Believe in the impossible. So if you're still in the energy of I'm never going to be able to fix this, they're never going to forgive me, um, for whatever, for loads of things or one thing in particular. It's never going to be one thing, is it? It's like, how am I ever going to explain this? It's like, oh my god, whoa, shit, that's crazy. So 6 months from now, I feel you're going to be glad you took the action that you're being guided to take, because you've got full moon in Capricorn. Take a reality check. And look how I was channeling it. I was doing it very bluntly. It's like, take a reality check. That's a reality check. If you do nothing now, nothing changes. If you do something now, 6 months from now, you could actually have what you want. You could be in union. But if you do nothing now, 6 months from now, you'll still not be in a union. You could be miserable, still being manipulated by whoever the jealous male is, whoever they are, or several males. Yeah, new moon in Capricorn on Sunday, full moon in Capricorn roughly 6 months from now. Powerful. I need a romantic deck because that's what I usually do at this bit. But they're on the floor, can't be arsed getting them. Actually, here's one I prepared earlier. They must want me. Oh no, wait a minute. That was. Oh no, fuck's sake, they're all falling. That's symbolic of the tower moment. I'll get that after. It's the other microphone fell on the floor. Boom, drop the mic. The microphone fell on the floor. So tell me what's coming. Because I normally have my other deck that's quite romantic, and they're getting me to use this. What's the guidance for the people that connected with this? Oh, and I'm glad it's nearly 9, because that's when I definitely wanted to get off of this. I'm fucking sick. It's all adding up. Choices. But it kind of came out reverse. But even if it didn't, look, pause before you choose. I feel whoever's connecting with this, you've paused for quite a long time, and like it's time to decide. Like that's a reality check. Um, Teamwork, because you're better together. Well, that's like these fucking. I'm not meaning to quote the fucking government. Be united for a good relationship. Like this is not your karmic ass relationship. This is your twin flame. Can't call it a relationship yet. It's your, like I always say, union is when you're in union and that's you locked in. You're together and you're on the same page. The bank advert says tomorrow begins today. It's like you want to be together, you want the same thing. Nobody's coercing, manipulating anyone into something. It's like reunion is when the masculine reaches out and you start connecting. Now, whether this is like, they text you and you might even just talk for a couple of months and then you meet up, or you talk on the, the call, I can't get my words right, you on the phone, or you're FaceTime each other, or, Zoom or whatever, it's like, or I feel I feel a lot of people. This is stronger than that. This is like this person needs to see you, but even that, it's with that as well. It's like maybe it's initially it's like right, I need to see you. I need to. Oh yeah, I was like, why was I getting that in my head? Is there a card that says? Is that one of my cards that say that, or is that on another card? I felt like I wanted to say I need to feel your body next to mine like that. I was like, oh, well, it might be my card, guys. But it's it's that. Like, and I'm not even meaning just in that kind of way. It's like with twin flames, it's real because it's your energy. Something doesn't feel right. And when it gets to this point, it's like just being not even fucking talking. You can heal each other's energy. And then though, you might kind of, talk. It's all different for different people. And then they just maybe put my hand in and get this. You can do hard things. It's not as impossible as it may feel. So look, that's the guidance coming through, and it's like spend time in nature. That's the boring card. Let the beauty of nature refresh your soul. But I mean, I did do that after that session. I went a lovely, it was chilly, walk on the beach and grounding my energy. And it's kind of like, but you can do hard things in its time, is what's coming through. But again, like it came through very harshly. If you don't do anything, nothing changes. And It's all about the timing. Allow events to unfold in the correct time, but it's time. That's what they're saying. Right. What else? Is there anything else from this deck? Timing again, and that's funny. I looked at that and I nearly said that. Infinity. Your love is timeless and timing. Two things are true. Everything's timeless, like I say every single day. But to give a grounded reality check as well, time does move on. And, you know, the longer you leave it, when you know and you're aware, you are you're sending a message. Like when you're not choosing the other, you're choosing the option you're staying with is the option you're choosing. So do you know what I mean? There's that as well. It's not as complicated. It's not as simple as that in the twin flame journey, because like you've said, it's about, oh my god, I want to break free just came on. I can't even. I don't know if I mean, just trust me. I can't even bother taking a picture, but I want to break free. Literally just came on as I said that. So that clearly felt like when I was saying that someone wants to break free from something. Either it might even just be like a overthinking cycle of overthinking and catastrophizing and staying in that, or that could be something more serious. Although that can be serious when you're stuck in that, like it's they're in an actual, you know, an unhappy connection or something that you want to break free. Right. I'm going to get some more romantic cards, and then I'm going to end it with these other ones. I'm sure they're in here. There's something I did see one of them. What's that say? Don't make decisions based on guilt or what you think you should do, for it is only in being true to yourself that you can be true to others. And I mean, I wasn't even going to use that deck. It's got one guy in it too, so it's going to be speaking to a lot of the men. You see, that's like, if that, I want to break free on right now. And that's basically saying, like, if you're staying in something because you think you should, but you're not being true to yourself and you actually want to be reaching out to somebody that your body's on fire for, you know what I'm saying? It's living a lie. And the message, the video I filmed today does seem to be about being true to yourself, and the message is coming through the same in this, isn't it? Like, where are all the other ones I picked up for this? Pick them. Where did I put them? I did put them down somewhere, but oh well. Ah, they're no there because that's, I know what that is. This is a bit depressing, this deck, but we'll trust some of the ones are nice. Oh, Red String of Fate. That's my favourite thing for Twin Flames. I'm scared of what we could become. So because I don't usually use this deck at this point, I mean, I've not had this deck that long, what they're saying is you can't cut the Red String of Fate. That's, you know, whether you see that as, I mean, I always connect it to Twin Flames, but whatever, it's like you're connected no matter what. And if you're the masculine, a lot of you have tried to cut that. You can't. Like I always say, if you try to cut the cord with your twin flame, you'll actually start to feel very unwell. It won't work anyway. You try to cut the cord with a karmic partner, you'll actually feel a bit better. You'll feel freer, and then, well, if you sort of keep doing stuff with them and letting them in your life and that, you'll start to feel shite again. That's why you got to really protect your energy. And even from people you love, by the way, after every session, I cut the cords and I pull back more energy. After any live stream, I cut the cord, pull back more energy. You know what I mean? I do it from even people that I love. You have to, so you're in your own energy. But yeah, I'm scared of what we could go. I think in the past, this person was scared of what you could become, so they stopped the point of even getting to know you better because it would have hurt too much to get to know you better, and then like, you know, it's like again, it's like what I said about that woman. It's like the person's like ran the story in their head, like, oh my god, like I already feel like I'm in love with them, or I've got the potential to fall in love with them. If I get to know the other parts of their life, I'm really going to get attached, and then they're going to find out the real me. They're not going to love me, and it's going to break my heart. So I'm just not even going to get to know them, and I'll just go down there. It doesn't work, guys. You know what I mean? It's like, but it's not making a mistake. If you were that person, that's where you were in at the time. If you're not now, do something about it. Harsh but true. That's what's coming through. Capricorn energy. Not going to apologize for it. My third house is in Capricorn, because we've now got, the truth is more complicated than you think. So 9:15 could be a significant time. whether it's at night in the morning, that's just a wee side note. But there's something, you know, because you keep putting the word secret, there is something a bit more complicated for some of the people that are tuning into this. Somebody wants to break free of something, but it's not quite simple. You know, they could be protected. Something could be protecting someone. Often it's like because somebody's got poor mental health or something. Maybe they feel like they need to hang around to kind of keep an eye on someone. The contract isn't over. Whatever the reasons are, you know what I mean? So it won't be as straightforward for everyone as what it might seem. I can't. I really need my romantic cards. I'm going to use these twin flame ones. I'd normally use other ones. Let's see. What's for the future to ever connected with this? Sacred sexuality, accessing the unified feel. I desire you. You're so sexy and hot. My body's on fire for you. Along with the volcano videos and stuff that we're seeing of the erupting thing. And now my funeral songs come on. But you know, that is what I always say. It's don't you forget about me, right? I always used to say that as a joke, but I'm not joking. But hopefully that's not anytime soon. But it's kind of like, you know, that, but what they're saying is you're not going to forget about each other. The masculine's like, I'm never going to forget about this person. They're always going to be the one I want. That's how I feel. I've accepted it. I've tried to run, I can't. And I understand this journey more than I ever have before. It's all going on. And actually, the fact that I'm ending on that card pretty much as well, that's what the eighth house is for. And they're just proving to you as well what I always say, that this isn't just for people with Scorpio placements. Everyone's got an eighth house. So it could be anyone's. The electric. Cards coming out quite a lot in the short Sandies. So creative expression. So yeah, and then look, this is the theme. Remember your identity. You can do it. Speak your voice. There's a lot about you can like dropping the mask and being yourself, because that was today's video too. You haven't seen it, right? So, God, I'm definitely earned my day off with my wee dog tomorrow. Well, she's no my dog, but she is on a Wednesday. So what is the new Earth message, the new Earth frequency? And then I'll wrap this up. So thank you if you took the time to watch this on replay. Thank you if you were here at the start, which I think was only Charlotte. But that was lovely to see Charlotte there as well. Thank you for your watching, lurking, whether you're a loving one or a hating one, because you're adding the watch time. So, and yeah, if you'd like to book a session, I'm available Thursday, Friday, you know, from 11 till, what did I make it? 11 till 5. And next week, you know, it's a bit more limited. I think it might only be the Thursday, Friday. But yeah, you can just email me and ask anyway, or it's on the schedule, right? So, what have we got? And also take care, because it's a dark moon, Friday, Saturday, and the dark moon in Capricorn, and then it's the Capricorn new moon on Sunday. And like I said, it is very harsh. It is a wake up call. It is reality. It's karma. It's all the words that have come up in this actually, and it's timing. That's why. Oh yeah, that's why so many things. That's why so many things are coming up about timing. Like it does put the pressure of timing, timing, timing. And remember, to me, both things are true. Time doesn't matter, and it does. And I'm sure that'll mean a lot of different things to different people. But you know, it really is. It always just comes down to that. Like, you know, we aren't here for a long time. You know what I mean? And it's the the little moments in every single day are what are making your life. So if you're choosing to stay, you know, miserable in a situation, like that's what you're choosing, like day after day after day, and it's just, you know, oh, it's just miserable. You know what I mean? When you can choose again, and it's just, yeah. So, divine cosmic mother womb, you are loved, you're safe, rest now, sleep well. Well, I'm off, that's but seriously, that is like, you know, that's what I need to do now. But it's like the opposite energy of Capricorn with a Capricorn new moon is Cancer. So, you know, we do need to remember a bit of that motherly loving energy rather than being very, like Saturn rules Capricorn, so it's like very harsh and critical and you know, kick your ass a little bit, yeah, but you know, you need to know when to give yourself a break. And that's why, you know, we do as much of a loner as I am, we do need other people too. Like I'm so grateful for my like best friends and you know, my family and my soul family clients and you know, and my wee doggy pal that heals me on the Wednesday and I heal her. But you know what I mean? It's like you know, you do need other people to remind you your own strength sometimes. But remind yourself as well, because I know, you know, I know how strong I am too. But it's like I'm grateful that there's people that are, and really, with or without you just came on. I can't live with or without you, so that's very in line with this too. But I was going to say get rid of the ones that don't support you, basically. But you know, I know it's not always that easy, but set boundaries at least, and that'll come out in this, especially if you're the masculine energy. But the feminine has to do that too, right? So, weight of the oh, and look, that's another one where she's sleeping. So there's a lot of rest energy, liminal space, new energies, trust, time of growth. Yeah, growth has came out a lot in the session I done today too. And sorry, these joggers are digging into my stomach. Um, and I don't know why, when I've lost the throne that I'm going to be embracing for at least a week before it piles on. But it's kind of like, don't do it. Please don't. Words are powerful. Don't pile it back on. I'm eating like a bird, so it shouldn't pile back on. But it's, the thing is, I was trying to eat after 5, but I'm kind of hungry, so I'm going to listen to my body. I'm going to go eat. Nah, I might not. I might just go ahead. But um, the new energies flooding in, the galactic codes, the light codes, which is what I'm always activating when I'm doing this. And it's kind of like, that's why a lot of people fall asleep on these too. But like whether it's live or replay, but we are in a liminal space right now because we're still in the year of the snake, which is why actually that's why this has come through about. I mean, it's homing in on one jealous male, but this could be quite a few. It could be a karmic friendship. Remember actually? No, we can't end on that. I can't end it on that, but I'll use another deck to like. It's because it's you, the snake. The snakes are being revealed. If they haven't already, they're being revealed. Keep your eyes open, and you might not like who it's revealed as, um, but keep your eyes open. Keep your third eye open. Divine masculine, in particular, keep your eyes open. Or there's people who'll keep running rings around you playing games. That's so interesting because there's something that like, yeah, that's a synchronicity, like you know, the chessboard synchronicity. Bad karma. Whoever that is in your life, they're going to drag you through some bad karma if they haven't already. But like I did say this, they're going through bad karma. Whoever's connecting with this, they're going to have some bad karma because they purposely held somebody back. It's this, it won't just be one person; it'll be a few people that connect with this. Whoever that is purposely held somebody back. I just feel it's like not wanting somebody to move on from where they were stuck. Yeah, not happy. Look, they're not happy that this masculine's got love on the brain and that their manipulative ways aren't working. So that's a woman on the card, but I mean, it was a male silhouette, so it could be a male or a woman, but dreaming, fantasizing, daydreaming, nostalgic, or there's, I think they're actually saying there's a jealous man and there's a jealous woman. And I think there's more than one, that usually when it's a masculine. So it's not the karmic friends card, but it's like, you know, it's more than one person. Travel, so there could be travel coming up. They're just saying again, someone's been working through addictions. I feel that's what it is. These energies are what was caught up in whatever the addiction is. Whether it's there's a card that says always partying, whether it was like normalizing how the party lifestyle and like, but you know, it's not. I don't like the word normal, but it's not normal if it's actually spilling over into your everyday life and stopping you from reaching your goals. Which is why I stopped partying so much because it was like it was fun, but like I'm never gonna get to do the shit that I want to do. And you know what I mean? My work here is done, guys. I'm a bit gobsmacked at that too. There we go. It's not, there's one that says always partying. Oh, fuck's sake, Connor. Have you been watching the whole time or did you just join now? I'm about to leave. You done that the last time. So And yes, I am good. And when does the year of the snake end? Well, basically when the year of the fire horse begins, which is the 17th of February. So, yeah. So, but how are you doing? Yeah, look, drinking, toxic lifestyle. So if you just saw what I said, you see how it all fits. Like again, I'm just a messenger. I don't know who this is going to connect with, but there's both males and females that were jealous, wanted you to stay stuck in that. They saw that you've got the potential for more in love. It's not just love though. It's the potential to make more money, to be more successful, maybe even to choose different career paths. Is it, just to do whatever the fuck it is you want. They see that there's more in you and they wanted to hold you down. So if that feels like it fits, that's why. See how important it was they got me to pick that up again. It's like, way, it's fun at the time, but if you carry it on too long and you wake up and you're fucking a wee bit kind of past the, there's no age to when you can stop partying, but it's kind of like, you know what I'm saying? It's does become a bit toxic at some points. Like, and the point is, people are trying to keep you stuck, and you want someone back. Like, wants you back. Travel. I think at some point they're saying there's some kind of holiday or something. Somebody wants you back. They want to take you away and romance you. Fullness of source, enough for all, open, abundance. I'll shuffle again because I used those cards, but yeah, that's kind of nuts that came out. Was writing a reply today being exhausted? Right. Well, yeah, get your rest and stuff. I'm going to be exhausted because this is the first biggie live I've done. But oh my god, here because like I said, I'm not kidding. Oh my god, this is yeah. Oh, I just looked at right in my twin flames numbers. I always do that. But it's this is right about when I actually think, right, I can barely keep my eyes open. Can't believe it's this early, but I'm going to turn the lights off. So, but I'm going to stretch my bedtime out a bit because I do want a bath. So it's I'll need to just map everything out so I can just roll. You know what I mean? Like, but yeah, okay. So what have we got from this? Just joined a rewatch. Buzzing for the fire horse sounds like my yeah, absolutely, yeah. Because that's like it reminds me like kind of Sagittarius energy, like go time and right. What have we got to close this out? Creation and know yourself. Ah, that always remind me of the Oracle of Delphi, and that's what I'm very connected to. So creation, unique expression, flow of creation, joyfulness. Yeah, joy. I'm fucking lisping and everything. Time to go. If you are not in a state of joy in creation, look to the people around you. Is there anyone that could be stopping you from being in that flow and that energy? And it might be no, it might be outside circumstances that are not other people, but look at what are the factors that you're not in that state of joy. Um, for those of you that are and you're in the flow and the creative energy and you feel, I was just saying to someone today, like I feel like where I felt really stuck. Actually, I think that was the start of this reading was quite like how I feel. Like I feel like I was bored and stuck, and I feel like I've jumped to my highest timeline when we done the challenge. Although I don't know, like not many people were doing it by the looks of it, but there's always more people doing it than what I think. And it's like I really do feel that energy. Like I feel, although I usually find this boring, you can see I found it so fun. I've sat and fucking spoke to myself until you Charlotte was here ages ago, and then you've joined, and I've fucking done this myself. You know what I mean? I've been myself, but not really myself, and it's like yeah, I like it. I just need to do one day off because there's a lot of energy, but know yourself, meditate. Who am I? Veil is lifting, opening. Right. That's what I've said the whole way through the other one and this one. And that's what someone else with today used that in not so many words. Yeah, she did say that about, that once the veil is lifted, you can't unsee it. Is what I say all the time. It's true. Like the veil is lifting. And especially for a lot of masculines, you cannot unsee what you've seen. And I don't know what that is, what you saw, but for a lot of people, it's some kind of ugly trait in someone around you that you can't unsee. So yeah, the veil is lifting, and you're coming into your own sovereignty. It's quite funny because on a lot of the adverts, I keep seeing a wee crown, and that's like reminding me of like you're Now it is dancing in the dark. It's like fucking dancing in the dark. At the start. Oh my god. I'm like totally freaked out. Totally freaked out. So remember I did that was like literally, nobody's here to say, oh my god, you said that at the start, but let me tell you, if they were, they would be able to tell you I thought that it was that song near the start of this, and it was born in the USA, and now it is literally ending. There's loads of synchronicity, right? If you only knew. Look, Bruce Springsteen dancing in the dark. But it's because, that song, with what the other, when I was quoting, Bryan Adams, I'm going to run to you. It also, that song, because it's like, well, there's something about can't start a fire, can't start a fire, but it's also like, I get up in the morning, I get in the day. It's like, to me, it's like someone's bored, like I'm doing the same thing every day and I'm bored. And also, it could be like that other card, I need a little action or whatever it says. So, however, it's going to speak to different people. And then we've got one of the only romance cards in this deck, Depths of Love. Let go of fear to jump into love. Let go beyond attachments. Attachments, the negative attachments, karmic attachments. Groupie was at the very start of this live. Toxic lifestyle. The jealous, not happy female that's not happy. Oh, yeah, that could be a jealous ex too. I didn't think about that, but it could be a jealous friend. But the jealous, not happy female, the hating, person that's monitoring jealous male, they're the attachments that the masculine is being guided to let go of, or at least set boundaries with, to not let fear get in the way of what it is they want. And that is the guidance. The card says guidance. Inner compass, support, trust your guidance. Like, I am not telling anyone what to do here. If this resonates, it's because you already know this is what your guidance is telling you. There's a card in here that says don't be coerced into things you don't want to do. First, wow. First step, breaking down this problem into tiny pieces makes it easier to take the first step. You see, it's all about procrastination. I can tell what they're saying. If somebody's bored and it's like they're wanting to do this, but then they keep. I had this conversation with if the woman today has actually made it through the whole of this, I've been impressed, and I wouldn't expect, you know what I mean? But in Hello Huncho Man 10, I'm just leaving soon. Like what I'd basically said was, why was that reminding me of that? Oh shit, I can't even remember what I was going to say there. I can't remember what I was going to say. It might come back to me. But it's, half the battle. I'm helping people with procrastination, and facing your fear and all that. This is what I'm helping people with every day. And personal sessions are on here. And that is really, oh yeah, that was it. I think I just basically said something like that today, is that, that is the thing that's really painful. Because I remember when I was in that place in my life of wanting to do something about certain things, in all areas of life. Out love too, but like even like a lot of time it can be business for me. It's like, and just being like, oh, I'll deal with it later. I'll do it. And I used to, even about my feelings for him as well. That's what I said at the start. That like I did used to, I kept pushing down my feelings as well. Although a lot of people would tell you different, because I was always fucking, I was always talking about him. That's why I channel it into this now. It's healthier to do that way. But you mean that is what happens when you first wake up to this? Honestly, you can't fucking shut up about them, and it's like even if you've only got a couple of stories, you'll be telling the same fucking stories like for fucking, you know what I mean? People will be like, "Shut the fuck up," but it's like, but, but then and then that will happen to the masculine too if it wasn't already happening. And it's like, I did, there's not been loads of indications, but I did have one indication many, many years ago about mine doing that about me. But I was like such in a place of not much self love and confidence that I just kind of was like, I was just confused, and I was like, "Are you sure?" I was like, "Do you know what I mean?" Because it didn't match up with like my experience, but I was like, "There's something to this," so I just kind of put it in my back pocket and kind of remembered, and here we are. But but yeah, communicate with your angels. You have the ability to connect with the beings of love who surround you. Communicate with your angels and deliver their healing messages to others. So yeah, I really do feel as well that's just picking up on a lot of people are getting in touch with their intuition that they suppressed and it's coming out more. Cleanse your energy. That's what I need to do now and get off of here. And when you release negativity, the answer to your question shines through. But again, like, I wasn't going to use that deck, but I was meant to because this, whoever this is, it's very clear. Your whether it's friends or a mixture of friends and family. Oh God, shit! Wait a minute. And that card came out. I let people manipulate me into ghosting you. How many people is that? You know what I mean? I promise I'll make it right. I will make it happen. You have to trust me. Some serious talk from this masculine. You matter. Oh, wow. That's quite funny after what I just said. You matter. Our friendship matters to me, and I hope we can work on bringing that back stronger and better than it was before. That's what God and the guide said through me in this already. Just start somewhere. And that card said, did I read it? It says first step, breaking it down. And I don't think I did read. Did I read it? I'm going to read it again. Yeah, I did. Breaking down this problem into tiny pieces makes it easier to take the first step. That's what my challenge is all about. Just fucking start somewhere. Stop catastrophizing the whole fucking story and then ending it where you even started it. Yes, I'm planning. I want us to get together in person. I'm just afraid of messing it up with my stupid behavior. That's somebody that could potentially be very too harsh on themselves. And I would say, from what I've picked up on with whoever resonates with this, you've been healing, you've been reflecting, you've been putting the hard work, the shadow work in. Why don't you just trust yourself that the spirit is going to move you at the exact right time? But don't use the lazy, I don't like the word lazy because it's annoying, but I did use it there. The lazy ass excuse of divine timing, because people can just keep using that for like, honestly, for years on end. It's divine timing now for a lot of people. I'm thinking, I'm hearing songs and music that reminds me of you, and it makes me want to reach out to you even more. I can't let you go. I'm just laughing because of all the songs. Like that's definitely a fucking playlist as well. Though. Let's get real. That now, can I just say before I end this, like that's this over now. So over. I want to get a wee word for Connor. Do you want a word? I'm going to pull a word for people, but it's like I really need to go. I keep forgetting what I was about to say next. What was I going to say there? Yeah, I think I'm going to turn that off. Whoever's resonating with this, you're going to hear a really significant song that reminds you of your twin flame. So it's like a memory, like maybe you're with them when it came on, or a song, the words that just make you think of them. But you're going to hear a really significant, or I've mentioned them on this. Ah, that's what I was going to say. How weird is it, right? That MTV is just gone. Like I find that really fucking creepy. Like after like many of us like growing up watching MTV and all of that, it's like it's completely off there. I find it really creepy. And also I was like, wait a minute, what am I fucking paying for on this Virgin Media then? Do you know what I mean? It's like because it's like, and that's why I'm like, wait a minute, this is the same playlist. You know what I mean? Because you've only got like whatever that is. I don't even know what the channels are, but it's like there's like four fucking music channels. Weird. I find that very depressing. Because I googled it too, and I was like, "Where did I see it?" I saw it on I must have seen it on one of the news channels. That it was like, it's because it happened. I think it just happened last week that they were warning it was going to happen, and now they're like, it was even more depressing when it said MTV Music, and it just had no channel or something, and now they're just not there. It's like, hello, 1984. Do you know what I mean? Why did you take MTV away? Um, you're going to be resorted to people like me just singing on a live stream, and I'm not even a singer. It's going to be that. Like, do you know what I mean? We are the new TV. Oh, it's so weird. Um, hopefully, there's some actual singers again going on I mean, we're in real trouble. Right. So, for the feminine, we have delight. Oh, you've got some delight coming your way. Keep happy, keep in a joyous energy. It's attracting, attracting like a rose. It's attracting your masculine. It's attracting abundance. Masculine, keep educating yourself about the shady people, about the twin flame journey, about what would make you happy, about what would make your divine feminine happy. Love it. Right, what have we got for Connor? Anyone else that's here? Huncho Man 10, would you like a word? What's a word for Connor? Oh, you got 2 words. Oh, you got 3 words. Responsibility, that's a word associated with Capricorn season. So take a personal responsibility for what you can and can't change. Expansiveness, yes, it's a time of growth. We're about to move into the Sagittarius moon tomorrow. So, and I was just saying that the fire horse feels like that Sagittarius energy. Oh, acceptance, but also this, look, it's got a wee welcome. It's got a wee door and welcome. So you're taking personal responsibility for what you need to in your life, and your consciousness is growing. By the way, I feel this is all the masculines. And you're accepting what you can and can't change. You've come to a place of acceptance yourself, or your guides are guiding you to do this. And you're going to be walking through a new doorway. You see, and I think that might be why you're asking when you're the fire horse is. That could be you walking through, because it says welcome into the new year, the real new year. If you go by that, like I said, my real new year isn't actually till till the summer. But I'm just going to wait and see if that person's what. Right. So while we're waiting to see if that person wants another one, anyone lurking on the chat, what's the word for them? 2 words. Love. Oh, love and delight. That's nice. But yeah, you are going to be delighted with some kind of love that's coming towards you. Actually, give me a word. I do this in the membership. What's my word? A good old shake about there. Am I going to pick out love or something? Oh, I got responsibility too. So responsibility, take responsibility for what you can. You can't exactly what I said to Connor. See, we're all oh, wait a minute. That's all right, interesting. I keep these to myself. I'll not keep them to myself, but I'm celebrating something. So, and the thing is, I went through my awakening quite some time ago, but there's always a next level of awakening. So often what happens is when I pull my cards, it's making sense to someone else. But responsibility, and remember, I did just say that's all the masculine. So if we're going by what I just said there, that makes sense. I've just pulled out celebration, and it's got a little dancing John Travolta. So that would go along with good news. So there is some kind of celebration that, an awakening. But these are my cards, so I'm going to be celebrating a next level of my awakening, or it's my twin flame and whoever resonates with this. But yeah, celebration. But also the word celebration to me means union. So, and I am in a nice peaceful place of inner union. So you just surrender to that, and pray that your twin flame feels the effects of that too for them, and then you just let the rest go. And on that note, I'm going to love you, and I'm going to leave you, and I'm not going to come back until Thursday. So it's not that dramatic. But I'll channel the Sagittarius and the 9th house then. And yes, so I'm glad you caught the end of it, Connor. And see you later. So I wanted to go at 9, and it's 2 minutes to 9:30, but that's fine. It's better than the 4 in the morning jobs. I think we're quite a while away from me doing that. That was too much, but it was fun at the time. But it feels like another world away. I think there's a next level of responsible, sensible, adult, grown up Claire. I mean, I know I'm going to be 42 this year, but I should have been an adult a long time ago. Shoulda, coulda, woulda. But it's like, nah, I do feel, because Capricorn is about timing, I just feel that's what I'm not going to be doing stuff like that as much. But I mean, you can see it's still long, but anyway, whatever. I feel like talking shit and I'll still keep doing it. But, but it's fun and I love it.